To the Russell Dewitt Center, countdown to kickoff. Wildcat football built by the Russell Dewitt Center. Back here at the Charles E. Bailey Sportplex. Tonight, back in region plays, the Wildcats welcome in the Helena Huskies. It wasn't pretty last year, 55-14. Helena took it to our Wildcats, Randy, and got off to a bad start, down 28-0 to start the football game in the first quarter. And really, at that point, the game was over. It was kind of cruise control for the Huskies. And tonight, the Wildcats sitting atop the region standings with a big win a couple of weeks ago against Spain Park. You kind of felt like whoever won that game would have the leg up. Still a lot of work to do, still a lot of things to happen throughout the rest of this season. But at this point, you got to just continue to hold serve, and that's what I talked with Coach Johnson about just a few minutes ago in the locker room. Know what it's at stake. Don't ever let up. Know that you got to continue to get better each and every week, and looking forward to the Wildcats back in region play tonight.
Well, sometimes when you play a team, you kind of know the culture that's brought in. And here's what I know about Helena. Always big on the lines of scrimmage, Brett. Play
Right.
a good physical brand of football on the lines, and Coach Busby coaches that extremely well. And at times when we don't match up well with it on the lines of scrimmage, it exposes us.
It does.
I've been very impressed with our play on the lines of scrimmage, especially the last couple of weeks, not only on the offensive line but the playmaking ability on the defensive line. But that's one thing that I'll watch for tonight. Helena doesn't come in with the normal record that we see from them, only one win on the season. But they've had some very close football games, Brett. You look and you see that they lost a 6-point game against Moody.
Yes.
I think Moody's the best team in 5A, so that kind of gives you at least a barometer on where they would stand in that classification.
Right.
And, look, I think the separation of 5A and 6A is drastic. There's no question in my mind about that. But you do need to play well. And, I'd like to see us continue to just get better each week. You hate to speculate as the season moves on, but I'm already in that part when you've got a really good team. People start talking to you about it. And but I think there's 3 or 4 teams going to be really difficult for us late in the playoffs in 6A. If we keep getting better, I think we can beat all of them.
Yes.
But I think that we're going to struggle mightily if we don't keep
Right.
getting better. And we are getting better. We're coached so exceptionally well. Kirk Johnson, he's all that's advertised. He really is. The way that he carries himself and the way that his coaching staff works and the emotional state that they stay in throughout the week and throughout the games, very impressive. Brett, it's nice to build something up, and the product that you build up is actually better than what you expected. It doesn't happen too often in this life, but right now with Kirk Johnson, I would say he's exceeded any expectations, and the expectations were great.
Yeah, they were. Like he said just a minute ago, he said it feels like yesterday he was at a press conference coming to Benjamin Russell, and now you're halfway through the season. This thing's flying by. But you're right. When I look down, Randy, at this sideline, I see this coaching staff that he assembled. Good coaches have other good coaches want to coach with them, and that's the thing. A lot of these guys that he's known, had prior relationships with. Some he brought with him from Catholic, but a lot came from other places. I mean, we got a lot of guys that came to Alexander City to be part of this staff, and you can see the continuity and the and the chemistry they have together, and it permeates the team. The team has responded to that, and like you said, continue to get better. And those teams you mentioned, 2 of them are in the northern side of the bracket. We would only see them if we made it to the championship game, and that would be either Parker or Clay Chaltville. And Clay Chaltville, with their 3rd straight win over Thompson last week, really kind of sent a statement to everybody. And, of course, on the south side, you got Saraland and us. I think those again, there's some other teams in the north, Muscle Shoals, Hartselle. We were in Hartselle on Monday for our game of the week. They're good teams, but I think Clay Chaltville and Parker are a step above even Muscle Shoals and Hartselle. So, but down here, I think, you could see Spain Park again. Saraland, definitely us. So there's probably 5 to 7 teams in this classification that I would say have a legit chance to win a state championship, and it's all about how you're playing when it comes time for playoffs, Randy. You can peak early. Sometimes you can kind of be on a down slope. You could have played well all year and it just not be clicking going into the playoffs, and otherwise you could have struggled a little bit during the regular season, and you hit your stride going into the playoffs and you look like a runaway train. So it's a lot about timing too.
Well, you've got to get better, and because the teams that you're going to be playing that are 15, 16, 17 weeks into the start of the season, they're getting better as well. But I'm proud of this group, Brett. We're getting healthy. I just talked to Adam. Hate to hear about Eli. Eli will play tonight, but I think this will be his last game as he's got to have surgery on his labrum, and he's played so well this season. So hate to see that, but our captain's heading out to the field.
Yeah, let's go down to the field. Faith Richardson, our sideline analyst. We'll catch up with the head official.
The umpire, this is Daniel Trapp. I'm the referee. He's the umpire. He's been referee all year long. All right. Show good sportsmanship, help each other up, and stop at the blow of the whistle, okay? All right? Helena, you are the visiting team, so you get to call the toss, all right? I'm going to show you my coin before you call the toss, all right? This is heads. That's tails. It's heads, okay? Tails, heads, all right? What would you like to call? Heads. He calls heads. Heads. All right, if I drop it, we'll do it again, okay? And it is heads, so what would you like to do? The ball. Okay, you want the ball. All right, which end do you want to defer? Okay, cool. You want to turn your backs that way? Helena, you turn your backs this way. All right, Helena wins a toss. They will receive.
Helena has won the toss and has elected to receive.
As you heard down there with Faith Richardson and Sophie, Helena wins a toss, take the football. So coin toss brought to you by Scotty Gordon, Cornerstone Insurance and Financial Group, Auto, Home, Life, and Commercial, True Asset Protection at competitive rates, and the best service. I want to go back down to Faith Richardson. She's going to catch up with Coach Hale, the defensive coordinator. Faith, down to you.
Coach, back in region play tonight. This game got away from y'all last year. What did y'all do to stay focused this week?
Just excited and just trying to continue to be us, man. So, again, you already know, new coaching staff. Want to show this is a different look and a different team here, man. So, again, trying to continue to be who we are, and hopefully we can get at the top of the region if we get a win tonight.
About halfway through the season, can you give me an update on the health on the defensive side of the ball tonight?
Well, here, everybody in football right now across the state is kind of beat up, man. So I won't really get to the specifics, but we're not healthy, but we practiced and we had a good week of practice, and hopefully we're ready to line up and get it going.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Faith. Down there with Coach Hale, the defensive coordinator. Again, do have some injuries. Like he said, he didn't go into specifics. Randy, you kind of alluded to one. Eli Long possibly going to have season-ending surgery next week on a labrum. May play tonight. He is dressed out, so we'll see if he's able to participate tonight. And, again, like Coach Hale said, at this point in time in the season, everybody, you're trying to navigate these things. And, the teams that can stay the healthiest have the best shot.
Well, the thing Wes and I, preach to our 12U group is you got to be an all-around football player. And when you've got a roster of, say, 55, 60 players, Coach Coleman, you need guys that are versatile enough to, yes, start on the offensive side of the ball, but if you have an injury, Brett, they can move over and play some defensive football if needed. And the beauty of what I see with Coach Johnson is he has no problem with players – when needed, playing both ways. And we've seen BJ do it earlier in the year. We've seen Elijah do it. And, Wes, it's important to be able to do that.
No doubt. And, this is going to only help us down the road against a great, great team. Needed to put maybe a little bit faster, taller, longer DB out there against the best receiver they have. Man, it's going to help down the road.
Wildcats will kick off. Helena wins the toss. And they choose to take the football. You don't see that very often. Number 3, Isaiah Kinney back, and number 5, Dom Santiago back to receive.
26 for 34 on touchbacks. I think a couple from last week weren't listed on Max Prep, so I think I'm off by a little there. But closing in on 30 touchbacks on the season for
Karen
Murphy.
Chanel, State Farm Insurance first half kickoff is going to go into the end zone. First kickoff of the night there for Colin Murphy goes into the end zone a couple yards deep, and Helena will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, moving right to left. The white jerseys, gray pants, black headgear for Helena. The maroon jerseys tonight, white pants and maroon headgear for our Wildcats.
Always my favorite variation of uniform for the Wildcats, even when we were here. I love the maroon top with the white pants, Brett. Is always one that we use.
Absolutely.
With the silver pants from time to time, too, but a good look.
Quarterback here coming in for Helena is Caleb Soriano, and he's going to hand off to the tailback. Broke a tackle, got through the second level across the 30, and then was tripped up. That is Dom Santiago. And with a quick burst, going to be, you can say his knee touched after a 9-yard gain up to the 29. So 2nd down and 1 coming up for the Huskies.
Well, this is the part of the game that we talked about that you need to watch. Exceptionally well coached on the offensive front for Helena over the years, and we've got to match them with very good play from our defensive line.
2nd down and 1, going to swing a pass out there. He's got a blocker, broke a tackle, 35. Down the far sideline, quickly a 1st down, moving the ball up the field. A couple of plays here, has it at the 39-yard line. So 19 yards so far on 2 plays for the Huskies. 11-14 and counting here, just underway here in the Heritage South Credit Union first quarter. Helena won the toss, chose to take the football. They have it at their own 39 with a new set of downs. Going to line up in the shotgun formation. Cinnamon in motion right to left, has an H-back, 2 wide, 1 to either side. Going to hand off over there and going to be hit at the 40 and bundled up right there across the 41. So maybe fighting forward to the 42. So we'll give him about 3 yards there on 1st down.
Good tackle, first contact by big sophomore defensive end, Charzell Davis. Charzell's had a great season so far coming into the ball game. 33 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, Brett. Just gets bigger each and every week, it feels like, and Charzell only giving up about 3 yards on 1st down.
2nd down. 2nd down and 7. 10-17 to go here in the first quarter. Going to be a tall sweep into the middle of the line. Going to cut it back in, up the 45, up to the 46-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down coming up for the Huskies.
Tight splits, just running the ball between the tackles, getting good push on our defensive front right there. Happy to pick up the 2 or 3 yards and sets up a short, manageable 3rd down. We'll call it 3rd and 3, first possession of the ball game as we roll under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
3rd down and 3, they'll call it from the 46. Going to be a shotgun snap. Going to hand it to the tailback, Santiago. He's going to push forward. He's got a Husky 1st down using that power, low frame there. Dom Santiago, 5'11", 190 pounds. Gets another Helena 1st down up to midfield, right on the midfield stripe. They'll put the ball down. It'll be a new set of downs. Under 9.5 to go here in this first quarter. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Got trips down here to the bottom. 1 back in the backfield beside Caleb Soriano, the quarterback. Going to take the snap. Going to hand it off this time. Going to be chased down from behind. Going to be put down for about a 3-yard loss. That time the Wildcats read that play perfectly and pursued it from the back end. Randy, it's going to be a loss of 2 yards.
Well, that was our player of the week last week, Poochie Bird. He's got 36 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 6 sacks on the season, and makes a beautiful play from the backside, just running down the running back. He's a great athlete on that defensive front.
Soriano in the shotgun. Santiago to his left. Going to have trips down here to the bottom. Ball on the far hash as they move right to left. Soriano gets a late snap right there in the backfield, and Poochie has him wrapped up. Going to sling him down back at the 35-yard line. His forward momentum stopped up here around the 44, but again, the Wildcat defense doing a great job of reading those keys, Randy, and had him in the backfield just as soon as he took the handoff.
Well, the timing was outstanding by Poochie. Reads the snap count, Brett, knows exactly when he's about to let go. If anything, maybe a little half step, perfectly timed, and he beats this left tackle back into the backfield. So well. 2 consecutive plays, 2 consecutive tackles for loss for Bird.
3rd and 16 now for the Huskies. Going to drop back, look down this left side. He's going to air this one. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted over here by Elijah. Read that play perfectly. It's a long throw across the field from the far hash over here to this near boundary. And that ball hung up in there a good long while. Incomplete. Helena will have to punt the football.
Great defense after giving up a couple of 1st downs to start that drive, Brett. Found a way to slow them down in the middle, and the way that we found to slow them down is Bird. beating this left tackle. And, had a big game last week. Defensive Player of the Week, well on his way again this week.
Almost got to it, gets the punt off. Going to be a fair catch signal, going to hit around the 22 and take a Husky roll inside the 15 down to around the 10-yard line. And with 7:31, the Wildcats will get the football first. Down to you on the sideline. Faith, you have something for us?
You know it's going to be a good game when Elijah's already getting off the field and having a little bit upset with himself at the fact that he did not just go and intercept that ball. So it's going to be a good game from him tonight.
Just always brings the energy, guys. Thank you, Faith. Yeah, he read that play perfectly. Almost had another interception there, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, hey, just a player, man. He's around the ball all the time, reads the eyes of the quarterback really, really good. So,
yes,
really good play by him.
Really good ball skills back there in the secondary. Here come the Wildcats, 1st and 10 at their 10. Kingston Pryor going to take the snap, going to hand it off over there to the left side across the 10 up to around the 12-yard line. So a couple of yards there on first down for the Wildcats.
Trying that C gap on the left side, show all tights in and then split them out exceptionally wide. So let's see if we set up something maybe with a chance down the field, either at the top or the bottom. Eric Young had a great week last week with 2 touchdowns, so he add some added pressure up to the top side of the field.
That run by Josh Harrell for 2, 2nd down and 8. Going to try him again, trying to figure out a way to get through. Going to fall backwards across the 15 up to around the 16 or 17-yard line. A hard run there by Josh. Was hit pretty quickly, Randy, and then was able to spin out of it. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
What he does well when he's healthy. Does a great job of bouncing off the first tackler and picking up 3 or 4 more yards. Very manageable 3rd down and 2.
Kingston Pryor in the shotgun, 2 to the top, 2 down to the bottom. Harrell stands beside him to the left. Shotgun snap. Kingston going to take it and going to air down this near side. Cedarian Morgan, and there's penalty flags flying from all over. He had 2 steps on the defender. And that's going to be pass interference.
Perfectly thrown football. I mean, if this defender doesn't hold on to Cedarian, he takes this one to the house for an 80-plus yard touchdown. But he does. But we do pick up the first down. And, Wes, you and I bragged on Kingston's arm strength all season long. And I just feel as the season moves on, he just gets better and better, doesn't he?
I mean, just a nice touch. He saw the one-on-one coverage, the no safety over the top of Morgan. And just air it out. I mean, what a great touch he has, though, on the ball. Just keep better and better, like you said.
Yeah, man, that is a big-time throw. We saw some big-time throws last week. And you set it down for the Wildcats. First down there for the Wildcats by way of penalty. Brought to you by C&T Electric. All your first downs brought to you by C&T Electric. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. Fake the quick pitch. Boy, Kingston Pryor took a vicious hit as he cut back to the left. It's number 20 there for Helena coming across, Randy making a vicious tackle there.
Yeah, that's Lane Harris. Listed as a running back, but playing linebacker now. And we're at a part of time of the season where you'll see guys moving all around, probably from an injury standpoint also. But a 2-yard loss, we'll actually call it 2 on the board. 2nd and 12, 5:43 to go here in the first quarter.
Quick snap here. Kingston Pryor under pressure again. He's going to go down from behind. This time number 6 on a blitz coming from the backside. That's going to be Jonathan Roberto. We've heard that name before in this school for Helena. The Robertos. He had a brother that played outstanding. He looked just like him right there. And another loss. Going to back the Wildcats up back to the 24-yard line.
A lot of different looks so far coming from this defensive group for Helena. And we're moving players all over as well, trying to find the matchup as we'll send trips down here to the bottom side of the field and Cedarian alone up at the top.
3rd down and 20. Shotgun snap. Going to set up a screen right here. And if he catches that, it is blocked perfectly over on the left side, guys. They brought a lot of pressure. Wildcats diagnosed it perfectly. Maybe a little bit too hard. Couldn't bring it in across the middle, and it will be a punting situation for the Wildcats. Thought the play call was there.
Yeah, really good play call, and maybe slightly above BJ's head, looking for that. we used to call it a little rocket screen to try to get blockers out in front of the inside receiver coming across the middle.
Carson Spears will be punting from back at his 10-yard line. One man deep for Helena. Going to stand back around the 43-yard line. Bradley Rainwright going to stand back around, going to keep backing up to around the 40-yard line. Carson Spears to punt the football, gets the good snap. Going to punt this one away. It's a high punt. Going to be fielded on the run and then spun down right at midfield. It's a good open field tackle right there. Wainwright on the return for about 3 yards, and the Wildcats had good coverage over here on this near side and puts him down right there in midfield.
Good coverage punt there for Carson. Didn't hit it like he's been hitting it a lot of the season. So great field position for Helena as they'll start up shop on this left hash right at the midfield stripe. So Helena, to start the ball game, took the ball after winning the toss and have set up great field position in the second drive. Still scoreless on the board, 4:43 to go here in the first.
Soriano going to take the snap, hand off to Santiago, and he's going to be ripped down after a couple-yard gain. You can tell Helena wants to run this football here tonight. 4:34 and counting here in the first quarter. Been a very fast first quarter, guys, already getting close to 4 minutes. Wildcats with only one offensive possession. Second offensive possession here for the Huskies. Picked up 2 yards there.
Vontae Traylor, our big defensive tackle, making the stop there, only giving up those 2 yards, but Helena happy to keep this football. No rush to keep the ball out of our offense's hands tonight, Brett.
Shotgun snap, going to hand it to Santiago again. Man, he is fast, but Wildcats met him right there at the point of attack. Going to pick up a couple of more yards down to the 45, but it'll be 3rd down and 5. Man, he's got a burst. Man, you don't want to get him loose in the secondary. That guy, as powerful as he is, can really run as well, so good job of containing him there at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Good tackle there by Charles in the middle part. Leads our team coming into the ball game with 66 tackles on the season.
Trips to the top, one down to the bottom. Stay in that same formation. Ball close to this near hash as they move right to left. Soriano takes the shotgun snap. Looks under pressure. Going to be ripped down back there at the 48-yard line. Going to lose 3 yards. Another sack by the Wildcats. Going to be a punting situation for the Huskies.
We show blitz on the top side, Brett, with B.J. Hicks coming. They pick him up. Christian Smith able to beat his blocker off the defensive end. Doesn't get credited with the stop, but actually made the play, and Charles L. Davis comes in, and he'll get credited with the sack behind the line of scrimmage. Punting situation, and we'll send Calhoun back deep inside the 20 to receive this punt.
High snap, brings some pressure, gets it off. It's going to be a short punt. It's going to hit at the 30. It's going to hit about the 27 and roll down inside the 20 and be down at the 17-yard line. So hit at the 27, took another 10 yards on the roll. The Wildcats will have the football coming up 1st and 10. 7-yard better starting field position than they had the previous possession. .236 on the clock here in the first quarter. Wildcats and Huskies scoreless. Second offensive possession for the Wildcats, and Kingston Preyear and Josh Harrell in the backfield. 2 receivers down here to the bottom. 1 lone receiver is Cedarian Morgan up to the top, short side of the field. Shotgun snap, going to hand it to Harrell. Harrell found a hole, 20, up to the 22-yard line. A good run there, give him 5 yards on 1st down.
Good to see him healthy, Brett. You know, the first few games he had some great runs, and then he'd be a little gimpy on that ankle, but the last couple of games looks healthy, picks up 5 on 1st down.
Quick snap, swing pass out to Cedarian Morgan. Going to push forward across the 25, up close to the sticks over there. Going to be maybe about a yard shy up to the 26-yard line. So going to need about a full yard for a 1st down coming up for the Wildcats.
Actually, BJ on the short side there, Brett. They're keeping Cedarian on one side of the field alone. You know, expect maybe some big shots down the field with him tonight. Most of the time we'll see him, but we've got to move him around. Got to find new ways to get the football in his hands.
3rd down and 1. Going to stick it in the belly of Harrell off left tackle. He's
Good
got a
block
first
by
down.
Sedarian.
30. Ran over a Husky on the left side and got up to around the 34-yard line. That is a first down. Compliments of C&T Electric, but good hard running by Josh Harrell off the left side.
You know, once we were able to break that middle part of the line, cut it out to the left, Sedarian Morgan, who's by himself up the top side of the field, made a great block to allow us to pick up another 4 or 5 yards there and a first down. Clock is rolling, minute 14 and counting here to go in the first.
Man,
we're scoreless.
Very fast first quarter here, guys. Wildcats have it up to the 34. Play action. Kingston looking to air it out down the middle of the field. Got to have penalty flags. Sedarian still trying to grab it, and they were just pulling him all the way down the field. That's there all night. They have nobody in the secondary that can stay with Sedarian Morgan. They were mugging him all the way down the field, so that's going to be another first down. Could do that all night, I think, Randy.
Well thrown football. Again, you know, if it isn't a mugging up at the top side, this is another touchdown. It's deep post pattern.
Yes.
Not just a go route, trying to find the middle of the field. A lot of air underneath it. And I like us giving Sedarian more chances like this, Brett. You know, if you've got a smaller defender matched up with him, as long as the ball's not thrown on the line, you put the ball in the air, I like our chances. It's not a 50-50 ball with that man up at the top.
No, not at all. Not at all. First down and 10, Wildcats at the 49. Man in motion, Sedarian Morgan, left to right. Going to line up at that H-back position now. Harrell going to sprint out of the backfield. Going to dump it across to Sedarian Morgan. Grabbed around the ankle around the 47. Going to be brought down there. Pickup of about 4, but a good safe throw. Kingston hit the turf back here behind the line of scrimmage just as he released the football. Going to pick up 4, almost 5 they're going to give him right there.
Still like the eye candy that we're showing with Sedarian, moving him all over the field, Brett. You called it, H-back, shows block, tries to leak into the middle part of the field, able to pick up that reception. It may not look like much, but it's staying ahead of the chains,
Yes.
and we pick up 5, 2nd and 5 as we move the ball past the midfield stripe down to the 46.
Yeah, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Wildcats in Husky territory for the first time tonight. B.J. Bedgood in motion. Now he lines up at an H-back look position. Going to fake the handoff, dump it out of the backfield. Has his man, stiff arm, face mask right there. How do they not throw a flag? B.J. Bedgood run out of bounds right here at the 41. No way he didn't get a face mask as time expires. And they're going to pick up a first down. That'll be a first down, compliments of C&T Electric. And we will take a Scooters Coffee timeout with them. At the end of the first quarter, we're scoreless. Wildcats and Husky 0-0 here. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. Down in 10 for the Wildcats at the 41-yard line of the Huskies as we enter the Heritage South Credit Union second quarter. Man in motion right to left. Going to have 2 receivers, now 3 down here at the bottom. Kingston takes the snap under pressure, steps up, going to be able to run it down that far sideline, and couldn't shake that defender over there, but got positive yards across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. So it brings up second down, and we'll call it right at 7, probably a little bit less than 7.
Yeah, closer to 4 yards there on that gain. Staying ahead of the chains, Brett. That's been important. And quickly back to the line of scrimmage and keeping Sedarian up at the top side of the field alone. Safeties, they got 2 defenders over there on top of him, but he's still been able to get by both on 2 penalty plays.
There we go. The old jinx is in action there,
I'll
Coach.
do it now.
Yep, penalty flag there, false start, and okay, let's go down to Faith Richardson on the sideline for a report.
Yeah, this is actually what I was talking with Coach Hodgins about prior to the game, is their movement on the line pre-snap, and you can see here that there might have been a miscommunication.
Definitely a miscommunication. We'll credit that one with Coach. I'll
take the blame.
The little jinx
I'm
there.
used to it.
Oh, man. Second down and 12 now after the 5-yard false start penalty. Going to give it to Josh Harrell. Good run. Cuts outside. Broke a tackle. Still on his feet. 40. 35 down the near sideline. 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 20. Hard running by Josh Harrell. Man, Randy, I told you, Roger Craig, he reminds me of Roger Craig the way he used to run for the 49ers.
Those high knees, keeps those legs driving, keeps trying to churn for more and more yardage. And if he can stay healthy, Brett, he's going to be special the rest of this season. We need him healthy.
Yes. C&T Electric first down to the 18. Dump out of the backfield, wide open, 5-yard line. Going to reach for the pylon. He's in. Touchdown. Wildcats down there near sideline. Wide open. Quick snap. And dumped it out of the backfield over here. And he found his running back, Randy, coming in. And, again, just a great job there by Jeremiah Gardner.
Yeah, Jeremiah's found his way into this offense the last few weeks. And only a sophomore, but 5'8", 185 pounds. Leaks out of the backfield, a perfectly thrown ball by Kingston Preer for the touchdown.
Extra point. We've missed 6 on the season. Coach Johnson talked about that. This one is on the way and is good. It was a line drive kick, but Wildcats now lead it 7-0. Is Colin Murphy able to knock that one through? Let's go down to the sideline with Faith Richardson. Wildcats punch it in. First score of the night. What a great throw by Kingston Preer there out of the backfield to Jeremiah Gardner.
Jeremiah just absolutely wide open. They did a beautiful job of seeing where he was on the field and being able to get the ball to him to get up in this first part of the half.
7-0, Wildcats lead. That is your new score here tonight, Randy. And well-designed, quick to the line of scrimmage, able to get the ball out of Kingston's hands, but got a slew of running backs that the Wildcats can pick from here on this offense.
Yeah, we do. And Josh being healthy and his ability to run through tackles and run north and south is impressive. And he's a good broken field runner, too. You know, you'll see him start right tackle. He'll end up back across the field. And he had over 1,000 yards rushing last year, Brett.
He did.
Need him to have this second part of the season. Those type of numbers would really help the team.
Touchdowns brought to you by S&S Discount Tire. Wildcats on the board first, 7-0. 10:29 to go here in the first half. Colin Murphy going to kick this one down to the goal line. Going to return it over here to the 10, the 15, the 20. In the open field, 25. Got through there, 30, 35, 40, and going to be run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a 45-yard kickoff return there for the Huskies. As Collins' kick went down to the goal line, and he was able to get through that first wave of kickoff coverage defenders for the Wildcats and found that corner down there and was able to be run out of bounds at the 45.
Not much more I can add to that, Brett. Great speed. You know, Helena's always got really good speed in their skill positions, but they are bunched in, and they're happy to run this football, try to run this clock tonight. That's the thing about the first part of this game is how fast it's gone.
Caleb Soriano is the quarterback here for the Huskies. New tailback in there is going to break a tackle, stumble across midfield, broke another one, and going to be put down right at the sticks at the Wildcat 45-yard line. So a new tailback in there. It's going to be number 26 running the football there for Helena. A little bit weird on their numbers, the font of their numbers. It kind of bunches together, and that is going to be Jacoby Stuttermeyer on the carry for Helena. 9:57 and counting here in the first half. Man, this is a very fast half of football here tonight, guys. Tripp's going to be down here to the bottom, ball on the far hash. One receiver split to the top. Soriano takes the snap, going to swing pass out here off the fingertips of his intended receiver, looking for number 11 there. It looks like Nate Ferguson, who also plays some quarterback, just couldn't grab that one, trying to lead him up the field, brings up second down.
Well, they had that schemed up well, too. I mean, we didn't have it. We didn't have defenders over here on the sideline to not allow that to be a big play, Brett. And Elijah would have had to come across there late and make a play. And to Coach Johnson, you could tell, saw that. So we'll see that play again here in a little bit.
Soriano going to hand off over here to Stuttermeyer, and he's chopped down behind the line of scrimmage back here around the 47-yard line. So a couple of yard loss there on second down for the Huskies. So third down and long coming up just across midfield at the 47.
Great play by B.J. Hicks. B.J., third leading tackler on the season this year. He comes into the ball game with 50 stops, Brett. Also has added 2 sacks on the season. So B.J.'s been really good. And Caleb Kendrick, 54 tackles for him, Brett. Both of those young men have really improved their play from last year.
That's a false start. We did a shift up front and got the Huskies to move. It's going to cost them another 5 there, Coach, penalty-wise now for Helena.
That's 3 from them. 3.
Yeah, a couple of pass interference calls and then now false start.
Yep.
Coach, go back to that scoring drive for the Wildcats. I didn't go back to you on that.
Yeah, that's 77 yards, 8 plays with Kingston hitting who was it?
Garner, Jeremiah Garner.
That's a 17-yard touchdown pass.
Trips to the top on 3rd and 17. Going to look down that left side. It's intercepted. 40, 45 midfield. Cut back. 45. Broke a tackle. Running across the field. Still on his feet.
Got a block in the back.
Yeah, going to have a block in the back as he's tracked down. But there it is. There is Elijah. Elijah on the interception. He almost had one in the first quarter. And we'll go down to Faith Richardson right now on the sideline. Faith, you said it just a minute ago. Johnny on the spot. He was able to snag that one out of the air.
Just like I said, when he wasn't happy with himself in the first quarter that he didn't get that interception, he's coming back hot, and he was able to get one. In this quarter, there's much more to see from Elijah the rest of the night.
And he is the Energizer Bunny, Randy.
That's 4 interceptions on the season, and I was pressing him really hard before the season, wanting to see him get more than those 10. I think there's a couple of us that have had 10 in a season, and I'd like to see Elijah break that. I think that's the school record, and he can do it, Brett. He's got ball skills.
Right.
He could easily have 2 here tonight. And I think we're going to play a lot of games. That's going to help him,
I think so,
too.
yeah, that's going to help.
And so Elijah, I love him back there at safety, and when he gets the ball in his hands, he wants to make something special happen.
He wants to score, no doubt about it. It's not one of those things where he just is happy to pick it off. He wants to find pay dirt. He wants to get to the end zone. So opportunistic there on 3rd and 17. Elijah Johnson picking the pass off. Wildcats back on offense, like a wolf package set up here. And clock will stop. A stop and play by the official down here on the near side. 8:41. And Wildcats lined up all sides right there. So
that's the second for the night.
Yeah, pre-snap penalty there for the Wildcats. Going to go back to the 38. But a 77-yard touchdown drive capped off by a swing pass from Kingston Preyear to Jeremiah Garner gets the Wildcats on the board first. That is your new all-clear plumbing and air score. Going to stay in that wolf package look. Going to be a fake. Going to hand off to Harold. First man through. Kind of show that handoff and then maybe an end around, Randy, of something to look at. But Harold gets back up to the 40-yard line, so only a gain of about 2 yards there on first down.
Had been doing a really good job of staying ahead of the sticks, picking up 4 or 5 yards there, but when you give up 5, Brett, it's really difficult. But big play potential, and big play potential back in the backfield too with Josh, the way that he's running the football.
Second down and 13. Swing it out over there, looking for BJ, and it was kind of a little bit behind him, and I don't know that BJ was ready to take the pass. So it was incomplete, maybe a little bit of miscommunication over there. So it brings up third down and 13 with 8:03 to go here in the first half. Wildcats lead it 7-0. That is your new All Clear Plumbing and Air score. I want to remind everybody coming up at halftime, it's the Bice Motors halftime show. Third down and 13. Cool night here at the Sportplex. Feels really good. It's football weather for sure. Third and 13. Preer takes the snap, going to step up, going to try to run the football. Nowhere for him to go. They break it down pretty good. Gets out the 45, midfield, and then almost gets the first down, like was dead to rights back here at the 45. Stutter stepped, almost came to a complete stop, kind of danced around with one of the defenders and got by him somehow. And now it's a decision time. Fourth and less than a yard, Randy.
Well, I'd be shocked if we didn't go heavy package here.
They're going to put Carson in
with Elijah,
punt,
though. I mean, no.
Yeah, he's going to punt.
You got Elijah's up back.
I mean, there's probably something up here for sure. But
I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'd be willing to bet mine and your arm that Seven's about to get the ball in his hands.
7:51. Let's see what happens here. Wildcats tried a trick punt against Spain Park. It actually worked out. Ended up being a penalty, and there's going to be a penalty flag now on the field. Going to be a delay of game for the Wildcats. So Wildcats had it there at the Helena 47. Actually, the 48 needed the 47. It was a great run by Kingston.
Maybe a half yard short, too.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised that we don't just go heavy package with Elijah there and test him. But
I'm glad you didn't bet our arms.
We never snapped it, so
yeah.
I'm not saying I lost that one.
There's a punt. This is a lot better from Carson Spears. Going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. Wildcats have great pursuit down there. Going to be able to wrap him up around the 18-yard line and put him down there. So much better effort that time by Carson Spears. A punt down to around the 15, return for about 3 yards up to the 18. So 7:39 to go here in the first half of play. And the Wildcats still lead it 7-0. Defense back on the field. Caleb Soriano, the quarterback for the Huskies. Shotgun snap, going to take it, hand off to the tailback. Went left, now coming back right, and not going to work out for him. Going to get up to around the 23-yard line. There was nothing over on the left side there.
Christian Smith. I mean, Christian can't play this play any better, Brett. He just stands the left tackle up. They try to bounce it outside. He takes the left tackle and pushes him back into the ball carrier. The only option that he's got is to cut it across the grain. Elijah reads that, able to come up from his safety post, make the stop. They do pick up 4 yards, but that's how you teach it at defensive end, is the way Christian Smith played it there.
Picked up 4, Santiago there on the run, back in the football game. Pistol formation now. Soriano with 2 receivers over there to the top, 2 to the bottom. Bunch set on both sides. Now he will move Santiago to his left and hand it to him. He found a seam across the 25 and up here close to the 30-yard line. I think he's going to have a Helena first down, and he does.
Good-looking running back.
Yeah,
I mean,
he runs
he's
the ball
physical. Really can get going when those legs get churning. Elijah's been very active back in the secondary tonight. I think I've got him with 4 tackles already in the early going. And, when your safety's having to make a lot of tackles, the old saying is when they're running the football at you and your safety's making a lot of tackles, that's probably not a good thing. They're blocking it pretty well up front.
They are blocking it
They always do, Brett.
Always good up front, no doubt about it. Very fundamentally sound. First down and 10 is Santiago again this time. And broke that initial tackle, but, again, slowed him down long enough to get him over here on the near sideline and run him out of bounds for little to no gain.
Very well played by Baby J. Calhoun comes up from his DB post, takes on a pulling blocker. That offensive lineman's not able to make any great contact with him, bounces off of him, keeps the ball inside, and actually gets credited with a stop. So perfectly played by Calhoun out at DB. Gives up a no gain on that play. Wildcats lead 7-0. We got 5:33 to go here in the first half.
Going to go I formation here. Old school I formation. Going to take it, fake the toss sweep, look down the middle of the field, running with him one-on-one. Going to pick it off over the
so
shoulder.
Well played.
Picked off over here. 40, midfield, 45, down the far sideline. Baby J found a seam. 20, 15, good block. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats. Fielded that ball like a center fielder and then got down the far sideline and it rode that escort, then found a little bit of a seam, hit an extra burst, and then got into the end zone. Pick 6 there for Baby J.
You can't play this any better in the secondary. Look, first off, he can really run, and that helps. But the receiver kind of catches up with him, but he runs past him 2 or 3 yards deep. He's playing the football, catches it over the shoulder, and then we know what kind of athlete he is. Once he gets the football in the open field, as this kick is up and good, Brett, he's dynamic with the football, but I'm so impressed with the way that he played that football in a different package, as a different formation.
Yes.
A difficult look, and they were looking for that single defender on one of their top athletes and try to hit him over the top, and Baby J read it perfectly and able to take it back. 2 interceptions for the Wildcats here in the first part of the ball game.
Murphy kicks the extra point through. It's 14-0 down to you, Faith, on the sideline. 2 interceptions here in this first half for the Wildcats. Baby J Calhoun took that one about 60, 65 yards to the house for a touchdown.
You know, the play right before, they were screaming, great job, Baby J, you're finally getting in the groove. And then you could see on that last play that he really did get in the groove as he was able to go down and score a touchdown for the Wildcats as they lead 14-0.
Absolutely, Faith. Thank you so much for that. Randy, just what you said, the play before. Great play, running into the boundary, and then comes back. An I formation play action, running stride for stride. He looked like the receiver on the pattern more than the Helena receiver did. So great job by him to return that one. The instincts of our defensive backs when they get the ball in their hands.
Well, I think that he's getting better too. And if he gets better and can match what Bryce does on the opposite side of the field, and you don't necessarily have to depend on BJ to come in and play a lot of DB if we match up against a big-time program like Saraland, Clay Chalkville, Parker late in the season would be great. And we don't have an athlete any better than Calhoun.
No.
I've been hearing that name since he was like 7. And it's great to see one that you hear when they're 7 come out here in their senior year and play like that. And that was a thing of beauty. And he's one of those players. I think if he can put a few more of those plays on film, we'll end up with some offers that we don't expect right now because he is that. He's got a physical look to him too. You know, he's strong enough. And he's going to go run a time. You know, he's one of the top 100-meter guys in the state. You can think that you've got football skills, but you've got to get in front of a clock and prove to everybody that you got real, true 40-yard dash.
And there's no substitute for true speed that. You can't coach that.
And he's got it.
He does. Look, I'm with you. You know, Coach Johnson talked about him from the spring all the way to now and him working through some things and, you know, saying, look, you know, getting your attitude right coming into this season and what an asset he could be for this team if he would turn the corner. He's turned the corner. Coach Johnson's bragged on Baby J probably more than anybody of getting his mind right and getting into the flow of what he can do to help this football team, and he just helped it tremendously there with a pick 6. I'll come to you, Coach, here in just a second. 5:04 to go here in the first half. Wildcats now lead at 14-0. That's your new all-clear plumbing and air score. Murphy's kickoff down to the 3, going to bring it out to the 15. 20, big lick in the open field, 25. And down to the 30-yard line, and another slam dunk right there, right as the play ended. But, Coach, I said, 60, 65 yards?
Yeah, I'm going to say 65 yards.
Okay, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, what a play, like you said. I mean, he looked like the receiver.
He did.
Really.
That's what I'm saying. He looked like the
guy in the
pattern.
It was faster. Said, let me catch the ball, and he did, and return it, you know.
Well, when you got skill guys like the Wildcats do, and and special teams, Randy. A lot of these guys play on special teams. They got a nose for the end zone. They know how to follow blockers. It's not just some random pick off and you're hoping to get some yards. Very dangerous every time. Handoff on first down here for Helena across the 30 up to the 32. Going to give him about 3 yards there on first down.
Still very well played by Christian Smith. He's lined up at defensive end on this bottom side of the field, takes on the tackle block. BJ reads that. He has no choice but to fill into that C gap. BJ sticks the headgear directly in the chest, and only a 3-yard gain there on first down. 2nd down and 7. 4:24 and counting to go here in the first half. Wildcats lead 14-0.
Ball in the middle of the field. Soriano takes the snap, going to hand it to his tailback again, and is hit hard.
Very good defense.
Right there at the 34-yard line.
Very good
Maybe
defense.
give him the 35, but you're right. Closing that gap very quickly.
2 linebackers, and that is Kendrick and BJ again. First off, your defensive tackles can't get pushed around, but we haven't been pushed around too often this year. So they're standing them up, and then you got to have linebackers fill holes. And right there, if you cut back to the left, Caleb Kendrick puts the headgear in you, and if you cut back to the right, BJ's going to get you. And seeing a lot more of those two in the middle now, Brett.
Right.
In this defense, and that's allowing Charles to move all over the field.
3rd down and 4. Need the 39-yard line, ball at the 35. Timeout on the field. I think the Wildcats are going to spend one. We'll take a Scooters Coffee 1-minute timeout with them. Your score, Wildcats 14, Huskies 0. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. Down and 4 for the Huskies. Ball at the 35-yard line. Play action, going to swing it out here in the flat and dancing around, still on his feet up to the floor. What a great move. Kind of did a breakdance move to get out of that one. Got up across the 40-yard line and going to pick up a first down for the Huskies. Faith, you got Cedarian Morgan. Come down to you.
No, I think they're saying he stepped out of bounds, Brett.
The defense has done a really good job putting y'all in some really good position and even scoring some points for y'all. What do you have to say about them?
That's what we expect them to do. You know, at practice, sometimes we can't even get bombed. But like I said, that's what we expect them to do when we're not at our best. They're going to pick it up for us because they're one of the best defenses in the state.
Thank you.
Thank you, Faith. Again, both sides pulling for each other there. Can't get it going offensively. Defense pick you up. Hey, and you're right, Randy. Did step out. I thought he break-danced out of it.
Yeah.
Thought it was pretty nifty there, but going to be a couple yards short.
Went down, maybe.
Yeah, probably so.
What a play heads-up play by him there.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's going to force a punt there for the Huskies. Low snap, had to go down, get it at the 22. It's going to be returnable here. Line drive, fielded at the 33, and boy, took a hit. Baby J took one right there as he caught it. There's a lot of extracurricular activity, guys, going on after the whistle on some of these special teams plays and even after some of the regular plays. And I have to kind of watch that here. 2:30 to go here before half. Guys, this is one of the fastest halves of football I think I can remember in quite some time. It is pink out here tonight. We are in the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That is something that is hit almost every family in some form or fashion in this country. And, my mother battled that and beat it. And so many people have.
My aunt.
Your aunt,
yep.
Randy. There's just so many people that it's affected. And so the honor here is going to be a swing pass out of the backfield. Going to be, I don't know if he caught it. Did he catch it? No.
He caught it.
No, he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, but, he with the worry of it being a lateral, you got to catch the football. But just not as well thrown as normal by Kingston right there and didn't give BJ a chance. So they're actually going to call it incomplete, Brett, which is great. So 2nd down and 10, still plenty of time on the clock with 2:25 to go in the first half.
Going to hand off over there, Gardner. What a hole, 40, 45 midfield. Look at the strength into Husky territory. Helena Husky territory. Jeremiah Garner shot out of a cannon there and picks up another first down for the Wildcats, compliments of C&T Electric. Man, hard runners.
You know, with Jai out,
yes,
these two guys getting more and more opportunities, and Jeremiah is going to continue to get more and more opportunities, Brett.
He is a stud, man. Ball down to the Helena 48. 1:53 to go here before half. Sedarian in motion behind and going to hand all. This time Helena sold out and read that one perfectly. Going to make the play behind the line of scrimmage. Lost a couple of yards back to midfield. 1:35 to go here in this first half. A lot of substituting going on for the Wildcats.
Well, getting out of that Gator package to get Wes's full ace package out there. 5 wide, Wes. We like that, don't we?
That's work.
Kingston takes the snap. Going to be a screen set up. He's got BJ. Going to cut back outside midfield. Found a block. 45-40. Found a seam, and it was tripped up at the 33-yard line. A great throw, though, finding the open receiver, BJ Bedgood, and then following his blockers down to the Helena 32-yard line. Well, another first down.
Great block by left tackle Daniel Burns. Daniel is such a great athlete, Brett, to be as big as he is, and really hopeful that he picks up a big offer here in the next few weeks.
Trips to the top, to the bottom, going to stay in that 5 wide. Kingston going to take it and dump it out, almost intercepted through the intended receiver's hands and almost bounced to a Husky there, looking for.
That's actually Baby J.
Yes, Baby J down here on the numbers, the near side numbers here. 51 seconds, plenty of time. Wildcats have the ball at Helena's 32-yard line. Up 14-0, looking to close out this half. Remember, Helena won the toss, chose to take the football, so the Wildcats will get the opening kickoff to start the second half.
Great point right there.
Trying to add some more here, going to stay in the 5 wide. Kingston Prier going to step up, feels the pressure.
Smart.
30-yard line and going to be run out of bounds.
Look,
there.
They had pressure coming in his face. He could have sat back there a couple of seconds and saw what's going on. But I like Kingston being aggressive running the football. I think he's getting better doing that, Brett. Coaching staff may disagree with me, but he goes and he takes 4, which is very close to 5 yards there on second down. Makes it a manageable third down and 5 or 6. And we're in 4-down territory right here. And plenty of time left on the clock with 44.5 seconds. 2 timeouts left, Brett.
Trips to the top, 2 down to the bottom. Kingston going to take it and roll out over there. Got plenty of room. Going to run for it over there. 20 and then run out of bounds around the 18-yard line with 36 seconds.
You know, I love that part of his game. He's a 15-year-old kid out there, Brett. He doesn't look it, but you've got to keep that in mind. And the athleticism's just going to get better for him. And, you know, in today's game, it's nice to be a pocket quarterback, but if you're versatile enough to be able to run that football and keep them honest on the edges, that's what separates, to me, a great college player to a super college player is if you've got that versatility, and Kingston's getting better as the season moves.
He just is in control, too. I mean, you know, just never panics. There is a Scooters Coffee timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 36 seconds to go here in the first half to kind of look at this situation here. Wildcats leading 14-0. That is your all-clear plumbing and air score. But, I mean, again, when you got a guy that plays the way Kingston Prier does, everything is in your arsenal. Like, there's nothing that you're limited by because he makes such really good decisions with the football.
He does, and he can make all the throws.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to make good decisions with a football when you know there's not a throw on the field that you can't make. But I think the more that we move into the season, they're going to try to put pressure in his face, and he's got to prove. I mean, you go back to the Opelika game. He didn't play as well throwing the football that night, but if you remember, the thing I loved the most about him that night is how much he competed. We were dealing with cramps. It was his first environment in a big 7A matchup like that. And, buddy, by the end of the game, the way that we were moving the ball down the field was him being physical and running the football.
He grew up in that game.
Well, and you know, there are going to be matchups where, from an athleticism standpoint, they're going to throw numbers at you. And Clay Chalkwell, if you watch them play Thompson the other night, coming off the edges, they're special. So you got to be able to make plays with your legs.
1st and 10, Kingston pump fake under pressure from behind, never felt, and going to be sacked back here at the 25. Once he did that stutter step and take a big sack back here to the 25.
That'll be our second of 3 timeouts here in the first half.
Yeah.
So we got one more left. Got 28 seconds. Still plenty of time to get several plays off.
Yeah, and again, pressure coming there from the backside. Again, got to be able to feel that maybe a little bit, a little internal clock there for him, trying to make something happen, not trying to allow a receiver to break free. But 28 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Wildcats lead at 14-0.
You like to cash this in, Brett.
Yeah, I want to get in the end zone right here at the 25-yard line. I was thinking the exact same thing. Got time to do it.
And again, all these plays, they add up as the season moves on. You know, every chance you get to be late in a half like this, you know, I go back to the last time we were in the semis.
Yeah.
And got inside the 10-yard line. Wes, I don't want to make you throw up here, but I get inside the 10-yard line, have a helmet pop off at Spanish Fort, end up missing a field goal and don't get any points. Yep. And we're already up big. So, you know, every opportunity that you get to put yourself in a chance to see how you and who you can count on.
Right.
Late in drives like this, important.
2nd down and 15. Kingston in the shotgun, going to take the snap, going to look. And there was miscommunication. BJ kind of broke out, and he threw it in. And so lived to play another day, and it went right to a Helena Husky. Lucky that one wasn't intercepted. So 3rd down and 15 with 23 seconds to go here. Ball at the 25.
Yeah, definitely miscommunication on that route.
And play clock. Not sure what's going on with the play clock here. It hadn't worked all year. Got to figure that out. That is.
Yeah, it might be worth figuring that one out.
Yeah, no kidding. Kingston going to air it down the near side and going to be out of the end zone, incomplete. Really didn't have a chance there with 18 seconds to go. So maybe a long field goal opportunity coming up for Colin Murphy. He's got the leg. Do we know Colin's field goal stats on the season? Don't know how many he's even attempted.
Has he kicked one yet?
I mean, that's kind of, I don't know if he has or not. So this is going to be a 42-yard attempt in the middle of the field. So Colin Murphy on for a 42-yard field goal. Leg strength is no problem here. There's a good snap to place. The kick is on the way. And the kick is no good, man, just to the right.
Yep.
Man, it looked so good. Struck the ball well. And maybe just pushed it to the right a little bit and no good. But the Wildcats come away empty-handed here with 13.3 seconds to go here in the first half. Reminding everybody, coming up at halftime is the Bice Motors halftime show.
First and 10 for the Huskies.
Snap and hold were good, though.
Yep, they were. It was perfect. And he hit the ball well. Handoff over here on the right side and then cuts back inside right into the waiting arms of
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Poochie.
Caleb Kendrick plays the game right. You know, you come out, you block him. He does not catch blocks. He catches no blocks. He's going to attack you, knock you back into the runner. Let somebody else make the tackle, but, buddy, you can't play that any better than you see him. You see Coach Johnson find him walking off the field because it is that obvious how well he played that play.
That's going to wrap it up for the first half. Wildcats lead at 14-0. That is your all-clear plumbing and air score. We go to the Bice Motors halftime show. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. On to the Bice Motors halftime show. Wildcats lead it 14-0 here over the Helena Huskies. Wildcats, very quick first half of play. Wes, not a lot of offense by either team.
I think 126 for us,
right.
total yards on offense.
One offensive touchdown for the Wildcats and one on defense. Baby J with a interception return for a touchdown, thought he played it well. Elijah also with an interception there in that second quarter. Offensively, the one drive, 77 yards, capped off by a pass from Kingston Preyer to Jeremiah Garner. Thought it was got to the line of scrimmage real fast, saw what they liked. Jeremiah was wide open in the flat, and he was able to take it down the sideline and score a touchdown. Just your initial thoughts so far. I mean, sometimes you're going to have games like this. Helena is a fundamentally sound football team.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you anything. You got to earn it. But, in a game like this, you look up, you're up 14-0. It feels like you're up 28-0.
It does. What I feel about this game is we can beat you in a lot of ways. Last week we scored every third play we scored against Charles Henderson. This week we're not. We kind of struggle so far on the offense. What happens? We shut you down on the defense.
Right.
And this we're getting better every week, and this team I think can go as far as they want to.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, you can see they got all the pieces. The coaching staff are doing a tremendous job of early in the game trying to get the ball to Sedarian, moving him around in a lot of ways, and got a strong core running backs, maybe 4 or 5 guys that you can stick back there in the backfield from Jai when he's healthy to obviously Josh and Jeremiah, and then you can put Elijah back there running the football. You can also put Eric Young back there. I mean, there's just so many guys you can stick back there in the backfield to run the football.
Like I said, this team gets better and better, I think, every week. And, it pays off during the game, but you get better from Monday through Thursday practice.
Correct.
And you can just tell they take no days off, and that's a testament for the coaching staff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wildcats up 14-0 here on the Bice Motors halftime show. We'll take another 5-minute timeout as the Helena Marching Band doing a great job out on the field.
They're really good.
Sound really, really good. Got a good performance going on. They're going to continue to perform, and then our Wildcat Marching Band will take the field. But we're going to take a break here on the Bice Motors halftime show. Wildcats lead the Huskies 14-0. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. Everyone to the Bice Motors halftime show. Wildcats lead at 14-0 here. Wildcats, again, one offensive touchdown, one defensive touchdown. And, again, Randy, I know you weren't up here earlier, but when Coach and I were talking about it, you know, it's one of those situations where you're up 14-0, but you feel like you're up 28-0 because it was a shortened game. Helena never really threatened. They never really got in a position where you felt like they were going to score. And then, you know, our offense, I credit them. I mean, Helena's played a good football game.
Yeah.
This has not been, you know, Wildcats making a bunch of mistakes. They're fundamentally sound. And, you know, it's just one of those hard-nosed type football games. You mentioned it. They're always well coached.
They are. They're exceptionally well coached on the lines of scrimmage, and that makes it difficult because you don't just give up easy gash yards between the tackles, and we haven't seen that tonight. I mean, Josh has made some nice runs, but a lot of them have been bounce-out type of runs,
Right.
and I'm not knocking the way that we're blocking. I just am saying that Helena's a difficult team to get things going. We've tried some big hitters down the field to Sedarian. He's had a couple of defenders beaten, but they're able just to get some big chunk yards on penalties and haven't hit him for that big one. So still no big plays down the field throwing the football. Hopefully we can get that going here in the second half.
Right.
We're not clicking like we have offensively. So that's a lot to do with Helena, but I think it's more to do with us tonight. We just look a little bit off, and you can't expect to play the way that we played last week in and week out. I think Coach Coleman said we had
I think you're
20,
right.
20 plays offensively and had 7 touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah.
good luck trying to repeat that.
That's what we talked about, me and Brett, just
Yeah.
a while ago, just kind of offense kind of off.
yeah.
But I told Brett, you know, this tells me this team can beat you in a lot of ways.
They can.
I mean, the offense may be a little bit off sometimes, but the defense shows up every time they hit the field. So,
You know, and again, I think, you know, you're going to run into teams like they're not going to roll over just because they've won one football game and
Yeah.
just give you wide open plays. They're playing well on defense. They found some opportunities to blitz and get Kingston Preer in the backfield a couple times. I think they've played about as fundamentally sound as about anybody we've played to this point this year defensively. Now, their offense, they're not very versatile. Obviously, not much of a threat to throw the football. That's apparent. They want to run the football, and Randy, you said it. I think our defense has done a really good job from the defensive front to the linebacker core, really not allowing them to get going on the ground.
Well, I really like the way our ends play. Christian gives up size and weight to everyone that he's matched up across from, but he plays really physical to only be about 200, 205 pounds, and he'll set an edge, buddy. He does not catch blocks. And if we can set an edge the way that we play at linebacker position, we're going to be really good against everybody. Problems when you're getting sealed off out there and you're able to creep and get some big chunk gains. But we're so well coached. I mean, we keep sounding like a broken record every week, but we are fundamentally sound as a football team. I know that we had some penalty issues early in the season that I think we've corrected. But defensively, we're fundamentally sound, and we don't give up a lot of big plays in the secondary. And if we can keep getting these turnovers, that helps us. We had 2 interceptions there in the first half. Elijah makes a good return, do have a block in the back that brought that one back, and then Baby J with a beautiful interception that he took back 65 yards for a touchdown. If you're getting turnovers, you're giving this offense the ball back, you give Kingston a lot of chances. He's going to make things happen.
Opportunistic defense. You know, there was a stretch there for a while, you know, a few years where we couldn't get a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, now, you know, teams just have instincts. They're coached well. They're taught, you know, how to anticipate what
Play
a
the
team is
football.
going. Yeah, how to play the football. You know, there's a lot of times we've said that. I know you've had over the years going, you know, we were in position. We just didn't know how to play the football.
Well, I remember, you know, I don't remember how many years ago, but we were 8 or 9 ball games into the season. We got an interception.
Right.
And to me, that's mind-numbing. I mean, do you know how little ball skills you got to have for them to throw the ball up and you don't luck
True.
into one from time to time?
Yeah.
And I don't remember which year that was, Brett,
Yeah,
but
I
it wasn't that long
No,
ago.
it wasn't long ago.
And
for sure.
so that's not the case this year. Got great ball skills back there. Elijah picks up his 4th interception on the season. I expect him to get to double digits this year, and that's big. And because we're going to match up with some teams that, as long as we keep playing the way that we are on the defensive front and the linebackers, Brett, they're going to have to take some chances. down the field, and we got playmakers back there. Boy, our band's gotten better, haven't they?
Man,
There.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. Under the leadership of Christian Reyes, I'm telling you, man, just a great job. Band is growing. Tip of the hat to Helena's band, man, phenomenal. Probably the best one we've seen this year overall from a visiting standpoint. Just a great fundamentally
I
sound
counted,
band.
Brett, because, I remember your wife was the flag leader when we were in high school. She's a couple of years older than I am, but remember that we'd always have, 30 plus flag members.
Right.
And, always had a big majorette corps too, but they had 36 flags out there for Helena. I'm guessing they had 300 strong in that band.
Very close as you look at them walk down the back of the end zone over there, and then of course they got a whole big group over here to the other side too that split off. So yeah, massive band, very good, great entertainment here at halftime by both of our bands here tonight, and we're going to take another break here on the Bice Motors halftime show. We come back, it'll be the second half coming your way between the Wildcats and the Huskies. Wildcats lead at 14-0. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. Back here on the Wildcat Football Network, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee West Coleman, Faith Richardson here. About a minute before we get started here in the second half. Randy, keys to success for the Wildcats to get out of here with a victory.
Well, I really think we need to hit a big play down the field. I think it's there to be had. I'm not positive that they're going to give Sedarian a lot of chances to be the one, but I do think that backside, the way that they're rolling a couple of safeties over, gives Eric and BJ a chance on the other side, and because they're tough to just ground out a 14, 15 play drive on. At some point, they're going to step up and make you have a field goal chance right there. So I would call that on the offensive side. Would like to see us maybe take a couple of shots down the field and see if we can make plays. Defensively, I think we're kind of settled in. You can't let anybody behind us. You don't need any silly long plays from them, and keep playing defense the correct way, which is not catching blocks, holding edges, and things that we've been doing all season long. They had a couple of first down gains on that opening drive where I felt like we weren't quite as good as we would like to be, but we got it cleaned up quickly. So those two things, no big plays, and us get some big plays on the offensive side.
Totally agree. Coach, like you said earlier, not much to talk about stat-wise. Wasn't a lot of on either side.
Like I said, I think we had 126 total yards first half, only 26 plays. So just not clicking first half.
And, again, taking advantage of your opportunities. Didn't have very many.
Nope.
Cashed one drive in from 77 yards out, but then You know, the rest was really defense. Not much, no threat at all from Helena there in the first half, so hopefully it'll stay that way. See what the Wildcats can do, what kind of adjustments they made there in the locker room.
Special teams play, especially in the return game, could be big.
Big time.
We've already seen that one return on the interception return, but they've covered us well on the kicking game right now, but we know we're dynamic with that. So like to get a good return here to start this second half. We haven't seen them kick off yet, so not sure what kind of leg strength that we have.
About to find out right here. And they'll kick right to left. Karen Chanel, State Farm Insurance, second half kickoff. Your local State Farm agent for Lake Martin for over 35 years. Where you are not a number, you are our neighbor. Call on Karen Chanel. Been sponsoring the kickoff around here for a long time. So appreciate all the sponsors here on the Wildcat Football Network. Here in the Heritage South Credit Union third quarter, about to start, underway here. Your community credit union, visit myhscu.com. Check out Heritage South Credit Union. Helena kicking right to left. And Chris Lewis will kick for Helena. Just a two-step drop. Going to be pooched down to the 20-yard line. Going to be returnable. Going to bring it all the way across the field. 25, 30, found a wall. 35 down the near sideline. 40 going to be run down from behind, and a penalty flag on the other side of the field on the backside after he had been tackled up here. I mean, just so far away from the play. Didn't have anything to do with that return at all. The tackle was made by Reed Lucas. Called holding on a play 30 yards away from where the ball was.
I saw the same thing you did, trying to be nice tonight. We're up 14-0, so I'm going to try not to give my exact take on that. But, I mean, literally, he's
30 yards away, man. I'm not kidding.
And whoever he called it on had to be up at the top side of the
didn't
field.
have anything to do with what was going on down here. I mean, like, sometimes, yes, there may be something going on, but it has nothing to do with the play. Wildcats will start 1st and 10 from their 37. Kingston in the shotgun, two receivers to the top, one to the bottom. Going to stick it in the belly of Harrell around the right side. Hit a stone wall, but then fell forward. I mean, it was a stalemate right there, and Harrell did not budge. We've seen him make a couple plays already tonight. Randy, number 20 there for Helena. We saw make a really good play on Kingston Prier earlier. That is Lane Harris. Like you said, listed as a running back, but more of a linebacker. Man, he loves contact. And, hey, look, Josh does too. Very physical running back. Picked up 6 yards, 2nd down and 4. Going to hand it to Harrell again. Found a great lane there. Going to power ahead for a 1st down. Good hard running for Josh Harrell, picking up a 1st down. Faith, let's come down to you here as we start the second half.
I caught up with Josh just a minute ago after coming out of halftime, and I asked him, what's the biggest thing that y'all talked about in halftime, and he said that executing the plays are what they talked about and how to get the ball past the markers, and so you just saw that from him.
Yeah, found a good cutback lane. Thank you, Faith. Randy, the hole went there, and then he made a great move and was able to pick up the 1st down. Going to roll the pocket here. Kingston is going to short arm it down here. Looking for B.J. Bedgood around the 35-yard line, and had pressure coming from the backside, had to get rid of it, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, very tough pass right there, rolling the pocket out to the right. About a 15 to 20-yard out pattern by B.J. as we've got someone streaking down the sideline also in front of him. Shows up about 2 or 3 yards short of B.J., but no harm done. 2nd down and 10, 10:38 to go here in the third quarter. Wildcats lead 14-0.
Yeah, really hadn't had a chance to get many people active in the offense tonight. Going to give it to Harrell again. Good cut back midfield. That is just, like you said, just instinctive run by Josh Harrell. as the play was shut down at the point of attack, and he put a foot in the ground, cut back to the left, and ended up picking up 5 yards where you probably shouldn't have gotten anything.
Yeah, looking right, and then cut it right back on the dime, back across the middle of the field, and picks up that good 5 yards there. Clock's rolling, 10-12 to go here in the third. 3rd down and 5 from the other side of Helena.
Yeah, that was offsides. They didn't call it.
47 for Helena here, Brett.
Yeah. Garner in the ball game now beside Kingston in the shotgun, 3rd down and 5. Kingston takes a snap. And there's that mesh. And that's, if there's one thing we've struggled with this year, is sometimes whether we want to keep that or we want to give it. And that
they had it defended perfectly no matter what you did.
Yeah, they did. But, I mean, but again, I'll go back, though. We have struggled with that. If there's one thing offensively, in that time there was nowhere to go either way as they had it defended, like you said, perfectly. So no gain. Actually going to lose about 2 yards. It brings up 4th down. They're playing pretty well up front defensively. High snap, no rush, though. Plenty of time, and hits this one and goes off the side of his foot. And we go out of bounds at the, the 27-yard line. 27-28 had a chance to get on down inside the 20 there, and just didn't hit that one well. 9:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats lead it 14-0. Helena with their first offensive possession here of the 2nd half. Caleb Soriano, the quarterback, takes the snap, going to hand off to the tailback, and nowhere to go. Right there, hit hard at the 30-yard line, going to pick up a couple of yards there, Dom Santiago.
Yeah, it's going to be Hicks, Bird, and Long coming up off the bottom of the pile there, and a good standstill on the right side of that front for us, and we've held our ground. It's not a huge – I mean, we've seen much larger Helena offensive lines. Right. They got really tight splits, and so you got to play physical.
2nd down and 8 coming up for the Huskies, just across the 30, and they're going to get a false – we've done that a couple of times tonight where we've shifted on the defensive front and gotten them to move, and that will cost the Huskies 5 yards right there. 8:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-0, Wildcats lead it.
Moved up to number 6 in the state.
Yes.
In Class 6A now.
Shotgun snap, going to hand off, and a great job once
Kendrick,
again.
I mean, Caleb Kendrick is going to attack you. If you pull to block him, he's hitting you in the mouth, and you don't have a choice.
Right.
You've got to cut it back inside, and it's easy to teach that and try to tell kids not to catch blocks, but it's a whole different ball game when you're out there, Brett. And you got a big lineman that's coming dead set at you, and you're still willing to. And that's a number of times that we've seen him do that already tonight.
Right. 3rd down coming up for the Huskies, 10 yards. Handoff to Santiago, found a hole, but then his hit
Charles
at the 32-yard line and stopped right there. And he's going to bring up 4th down for the Huskies. As you said, Charles Chappelle doing a great job.
He's kind of back into Tampa, too. He's great in coverage. You know, he plays middle linebacker, but you can move him all over the field, and he's really good in coverage. But so he's 12 yards off the ball there, Brett.
Yep.
He reads they have it blocked well on the left side. Downhill play, sticks the left shoulder into him, and you're going down. When he gets some force coming at you, you're going down. So great play, great defensive possession.
Helena going to punt from inside their 20, bring some pressure. Boy, this is a line drive, going to bounce and not going to have a chance to return it. It's going to die at the 35-yard line. So Wildcats will start 1st and 10 there. 6:44 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd offensive possession for the Wildcats. Wildcats lead at 14-0. That's your all-clear plumbing and air score here in the Heritage South Credit Union 3rd quarter. Only a couple of SNS Discount Tire touchdowns to this point tonight for the Wildcats. See if they can get some going here on this second possession of the second half. Gonna stay in the gun. Kingston Preyer back there going to bunch up 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 receiver split down here to the bottom. Kingston takes the snap. Fake the handoff, swing it out, didn't have it before he was running with it, trying to find BJ. A couple of times have tried that play here tonight and haven't been able to really connect on it.
Not a bad throw.
No,
no.
no.
Just great recognition by Helena.
Once again, it's number 20. Randy making another play, Lane Ayers. I mean, he has made, not the biggest kid, at all, but, man, plays really fundamentally sound on the defensive side and reads his keys and going to creep up in there and show blitz, now back out of it. Shotgun, they bring pressure. Kingston going to throw over the middle. He's getting held right there at the 41-42 and no flag. He's getting held tremendously right there at the 41. BJ trying to get a call there, but no flag, so it brings up 3rd down and 10. 6:34. Again, a lot of pressure coming from this Helena defense. The Wildcats really have not been able to get anything going offensively. Going to go 4 wide, 2 to either side. Sedarian split down here to the bottom. Third down and 10. Kingston waiting for the snap. Here comes pressure off the ends in the middle. Going to go down this near side to Sedarian Morgan. Thought he had it there for a second, and it was knocked out of his hands, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Slightly underthrown, but I thought that was going to work out for us. Sedarian playing the football well, coming back for it. I think 11 that's in coverage right there had a right arm right across the chest of Sedarian. When the ball hit his chest, it just bounced it out. Pretty good coverage. Never looked back for the ball, but in a good spot to defend it.
6:27, high snap. Carson going to punt this one a lot better. End over end, going to be fair caught at the 30-yard line, and Helena will take over there. 6:20 to go here in the third quarter. Again, not a lot going on, Coach, over there. A lot of 3 and outs here tonight for both teams.
Yeah, just, just not in the rhythm right now. Quarterback's kind of off.
They're bringing a lot of pressure.
They are, and sometimes the receivers don't think the ball's coming to them. We're just off this right now, not clicking.
Soriano at quarterback, going to take the snap, going to hand it to Santiago, and he falls down in the backfield. Christian Smith right there reading that play. He's done as good a job, Randy, as I can remember sealing the ends and holding the ends of any player in recent memory.
Well, it's 101 football, and it's
outside
really,
shoulder,
really, really difficult to get someone to do it and do it right time and time again, but he has. And he's probably given up 50 pounds a man week in and week out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't catch blocks, holds that edge, makes another tackle, and this is a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
Man in motion right to left. Wildcats shift up front again, going to hand off, and there's nowhere to go. Perfectly shifted up front, and the running back for Spain Park just had nowhere to go. I think that was
going to be Caleb Kendrick.
Dietrich in there now running the football for Helena.
Kendrick, Charzell, Bird, all those guys coming up off the bottom of the pile for the Wildcats on that right side. 3rd down and 11. 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Wildcats lead 14-0.
That was Stoudemire, running the football for Helena. 3rd down and 12, they'll call it. Helena, a run-happy offense, wanting to try to get yards on the ground, but in a 3rd and long situation here. New quarterback in there for Helena. And this play is blown dead.
Going against them, Brett.
Yeah, that is the wide receiver I told you played some quarterback, Nate Ferguson, in there now at quarterback. More of a Wildcat look. Quarterback formation for Helena. It's going to go backwards, as you said. He legal formation, going to come back to the 24-yard line.
Sound football defensively.
Very sound.
Probably not a spot that you would expect them to take a big risk right here, Brett, but you've
Right.
got to be ready for that. The way that we're playing, they're going to have to take some chances.
Stay in there at quarterback, a little quick pitch around the right side. Found some room down the far sideline, going to be knocked off his feet around the 36, 37-yard line. A penalty flag comes flying in late after the play. Let's see what this is. Going to be short of a first down by.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 or 3 yards short, but they're pointing back at us. I don't know what the call was unless they're going to call a late hit. I didn't see it.
No, or face mask maybe.
We'll just wait and see what the call is right here. Personal foul, and they didn't say what it was. Just said it was a personal foul. So it had to be a late hit. Going to give Helena a first down. And, we hadn't seen very many mistakes tonight. The Wildcats, and one thing you got to watch, guys, is you're up 14-0, 4:15, and you're not really in rhythm, and you don't want to give up anything cheap, and you want to give them hope. But a personal foul will move the football across midfield into Wildcat territory down to the 47. Newton takes the snap, going to roll around the right. Man, he is picked up, slammed right there at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go that time by Nate Ferguson, who's staying in at quarterback for Helena with 3:47 to go here in the third quarter.
We had a tackle like that called for a penalty a couple of weeks ago. And I've been close to getting thrown out of games and fields before, Brett.
Yeah.
But when they called that a penalty, I almost wanted to just give up on football. You can't pick somebody up and tackle
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't know what you can do. Quick pitch over here to the left side. Going to get the corner over
run.
here, 40, and then pull down from behind. And they're going to get Charles Chappelle for maybe a face. He lost his headgear, but Charles going to be
It's going to be a horse collar.
going to be
call
guilty of a
against him.
horse collar penalty. Running him down. That time they were able to get the edge, but Helena has something going here, guys, on offense.
Face mask.
A couple of penalties, major distance penalties, going to help this drive out. That was a third down where we had the personal foul in the previous series, and now Helena finds themselves at the Wildcat 35-yard line. Take the snap, going to be that little quick pitch again. We can't figure this one out.
Yeah, we're getting sealed over there on the corner.
30-yard line down to the 28-yard line. And Nate Ferguson in there, quarterback, doing that little quick pitch to the tailback and picked up 8 yards there. 2nd down and 2 coming up. Down to the Wildcat 28-yard line.
Go to a cover 2 look. Going to put Bryce and Elijah back. Man up here.
Man, it looked like they got going early right
they
there.
did.
Fake the handoff, and he's going to go down the far sideline, 20, 15,
blocked.
10, 5, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. They made an adjustment here, and they get into the end zone for a Helena touchdown. I thought the receivers got going early down.
Oh, they did. I saw it too, Brett.
Yeah, they moved, and no penalty flag was thrown, and but regardless of that, it was a great run by Nate Ferguson. And Helena finds the end zone, and it's 14-6, extra point coming up, and we got a football game here with 2:14 to go here in the third. You better find a little bit of energy on offense. The extra point is on the way, and it is good, and it's 14-7. That's your new all-clear plumbing and air score here at the Sportsplex with 2:14 to go. And let's go down to the sideline with Faith Richardson. Wildcats now only up a score, Faith.
Yeah, when they were coming over here getting ready to set up on the offense, they were saying, let's not get down, let's not worry about it. We're going to go out there and do what we do. So hopefully they're going to be able to pull something out on here on the offense.
Just been sluggish all night. Only one offensive drive to speak of for the Wildcats tonight. it was a 77-yarder. But outside of that, you know, if you don't get that pick six by Baby J, it's a tie football game right now. So let's see. Hey, look, kudos to Helena making some adjustments right there, finding something that started to work, and they rode that all the way for a touchdown. See if we can adjust to that.
Should be great field position, though. Kickoff angled towards BJ on this last one outside of a penalty that was thrown about 40 yards away from the play.
Yeah, that was
It
terrible.
would have been at midfield.
I'm going to kick this one's going to hit. Going to have to scoop it up.
No.
Man, just close down there at the 28-yard line. That ball kind of died. We following it up at the 28.
Yeah, find a dead spot. We've got BJ back inside the 20, like the 18 or 19. They're going to kick it to the 28. Kick it right over a return man that's probably lined up at, say, the 35, Brett. So
right.
Can't ask for better job from the kicker for Helena here, but we got to find some offense.
Yeah, we got to get something going. No doubt about it. Trips down here to the bottom, one to the top. Kingston Preyear, the quarterback, takes the snap. Josh Harrell found a lane over there, 30, 35, up to the 36-yard line, and that's a good start on this drive here by Josh Harrell.
More of that, please. You know, I think we can run the football. You know, at a certain point, take advantage of what you can do, get out of here with a win, try to go clean some things up, because it's a frustrated group out there, too. It's the first time I've seen under this coaching staff.
Wow, they made a play, but Josh made a better play. Across the 40, 45, still running, man. Most people would have been tackled for a loss. And Josh Harrell, he just does not go down on initial contact.
Good spin move back there. Would have been a 3 or 4 yard loss. Spins out of it, gets down that left sideline on the short side of the field, and picks up a big gainer to take it right a couple of yards outside of the midfield strike.
Wildcats kind of have them on their heels, trying to run to the line of scrimmage to get a play off pretty quick. Kingston claps, takes the snap, looks down the field, steps up, found some pressure, found a room over on the left side, midfield, going to run out of bounds. Good job that time by the Wildcats, or excuse me, Kingston Preyear, feeling that pressure and going ahead and getting out of the pocket and picking up positive yards. Picked up about 5.
Staying ahead of the chains. That's important. Josh coming out.
Josh has looked really good tonight, man.
Garner coming back in. Jai's still a little gimpy, so out of the ball game. So those two playing the snaps there at running back. But a minute 13 to go here in the third. Wildcats lead 14-7. Got to find offense.
Second down and 5. At the 47. Pull it. Kingston kept it 45-40. Got a first down. Still running down to the 35-yard line. Good hard running by the sophomore quarterback. And another first down. Compliments of C&T Electric. Moving the ball down to the Husky 35.
Great read right there by Kingston. Was a little concerned right there at the end of that run that Helena had stepped in and knocked that football away. But he's strong. Runs through would-be tacklers. Picks up another 6 or 7 yards after contact. Takes this football down to the Helena 35.
2 to the top, 2 down to the bottom. Ball on the far hash, moving left to right. Corner beside Kingston. Kingston takes snap. He's under immense pressure. Found a seam, stepped up. 35, put a foot in the ground. 30, 25, spun down at the 21-yard line, and the penalty flag comes in late. Is that going to be on us?
Blocking the back.
Man, and he had made a great run. Immediately felt the pressure and took off. Great run by Kingston Preyear to feel the pressure. Step up in the pocket.
Got to be a spot of the foul.
Yeah, I'm looking
probably
to see
close to the
right
chains there, where they'll bring this one
Oh,
back.
they called
wave it
off.
off.
There we go.
Great to see that happen. So the play will stand, the run all the way down to the 21 of Helena there with 33 seconds to go here.
All runs here on this
in the
drive.
third quarter. Yes, trips to the top, one lone receiver down here to the bottom is Sederi. 20 seconds on the clock. Harrell in the backfield beside Kingston. 13 seconds. Going to take the snap. Going to look to Sedarian Morgan in the corner. He is interfered with, but he caught it anyway. Touchdown, Wildcats. Sedarian Morgan was getting mugged again. This time he just throws the defender down, goes up and catches the pass. Wildcats back on the board. It's 20-7. What an answer by the Wildcat offense.
Well, not much that defender could do right there, Brett. He's going to win that ball. They have a safety moved over with us running the football, a single safety in the middle of the field. They had no safety help over the top. You could watch our sideline point to it and know once we had that man-to-man coverage, you're just going to throw the football up and let him make a play on it, and he does. Touchdown there for Sedarian.
There's the snap, the place, the kick is on the way, and the extra point is up and good. And the Wildcats lead at 21-7. Let's go down to the sideline with Faith Richardson. And Faith's been a frustrating night for Sedarian Morgan, being kind of held. That time he just outfought the defender and threw him to the ground and made the catch anyway.
Yeah, right before the play started and the ball was snapped, they were trying to make adjustments on the offensive line and trying to get Sedarian open and making adjustments right up until the ball was snapped. And so they were obviously able to make that happen for Sedarian to get that catch and have a touchdown.
And hey, Faith, while I got you right there, what a physical play by Sedarian. Again, that's one benefit that you have with the number one player in the state like Sedarian. A lot of times you need to go make a play, just go throw it up to the big guy. And he makes the play. So, Randy, good job by Sedarian Morgan to go up and finally just make a play there in the end zone.
Wasn't just a little fade go route, though. He shows inside slant, gets the defender a little off balance, then hits it towards that right corner. And like we said earlier, as long as you've got enough air underneath it, even if it's slightly underthrown,
right,
you've got a better than 50-50 chance that he's going to go up and make a play. And that was the only pass play on that drive, Brett. All runs, physical runs, quite a few of them by our quarterback in Kingston Preer. And when things aren't going perfectly on the offensive side, can you lean in and make some plays? And I thought overall we blocked it well and we played well on that drive.
Yeah, we did. Still a little concerned with our extra points. That one was close too. I mean, gonna be a penalty, gonna mark it off. So Wildcats gonna kick off from.
Well, you'll see Colin knock this one probably through the uprights on this kickoff.
Oh, this one will be.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
I wouldn't do it, but I'd try to make that.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
But you're right, Brett. The kicking game can be huge. We've watched over the years that it's won and lost to some, especially in the playoffs.
No doubt. No doubt. 21-7 is your new score, and this one is. I think he made it. Did he make it?
Yeah, he did.
I think he did. Yeah, a field goal there from, 70? So, but a strong leg. Again, Helena will start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
But back to that kicking game, first time we played in a state championship game in school history, we won every single game in the playoffs with a kick. And I don't think we missed.
Yes.
I don't think we missed a single kick in that playoff run. And that was Chris Harris, if you remember, Brett.
I do remember very well.
And, man, when he got up there to kick and the game was on the line, you could just about write it up that it was going to be well struck and knocked through. And when you can count on that, it changed your overall thought process on what you're doing, too.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And Brent Dye was great with it, too. We've had a lot of great kickers, yeah.
Ferguson there on the carry, man, he is just going to be.
Having to watch that cutback lane
Yes.
because he's such a good athlete, Brett.
Right.
He scores a touchdown on that exact same play on the previous drive, and this time Bird sitting at home and not allowing that cutback lane.
That'll take us to the 4th quarter. Wildcats lead at 21-7. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. It's left in this one. Wildcat Football Network here at the Sportplex. Wildcats lead at 21-7. That's your all-clear plumbing and air score. We enter the Heritage South Credit Union fourth quarter here. Helena has it 2nd down and 11. Ferguson in there at quarterback. Going to hand off over here to Santiago up to the 20. And it'll quickly be 3rd down for the Huskies. You know, again, Randy, I know they were able to find something and make a drive, but really not a lot of offensive threat for them to throw the ball or make a big play.
No, you know, they found the edge for the first time tonight. Ability to run the football. They've got a little bit more explosive quarterback back there from an athleticism standpoint. So that's something you've got to be prepared for. And I thought Bird did a great job on 1st down with that because they tried to go back to the same counter play with the quarterback. But 3rd down and 9. 11-19 and counting to go in the ball game with the Wildcats leading 21-7.
Shotgun going to be a pitch over here. Man, what a play by Baby J. And he pitched it right into him. He fought his block off. And he pitched the ball right into the running lane of Baby J. And a big loss of about 4 yards back here. And Helena will have to punt the football. The ball is spotted at the 17-yard line.
Probably his best game defensively tonight. Not only the interception return for touchdown, but physicality in the run game with Calhoun, and that's great to see. And he'll have another opportunity here as he'll look to receive this punt inside Wildcat territory at the 47.
He's going to punt this one away.
Yeah, it's returnable.
Yeah, definitely returnable. He's going to run back here, and he's going to hit it to 41, and now he's going to pick it up at the last second and get it up here close to midfield.
Good job.
Got about 6 or 7 yards off of that. 10:26 to go in the football game. Wildcats lead at 21-7. If you feel like a drive here, guys, and you stick it in the end zone, you feel pretty confident about the situation because at this point it's about possessions, and Helena may touch the ball 3 more times in this game if they're fortunate. So if the Wildcats can cash one in here, you got to feel really good about it. Leading 21-7 here in the Heritage South Credit Union fourth quarter. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Ball on the far hash. Kingston takes the snap. He's under pressure. A blitz here, going to step up, dump it out. Got Zadarian Morgan in open field. 45-40, cut back, 35, broke a tackle. Stepping over guys at the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Zadarian Morgan with a C&T Electric 1st down and a big gainer there for the Wildcats.
Good recognition by Kingston right there to see Zadarian. A little drag route, only 3 or 4 yards across the line of scrimmage. DJ's the one doing a great job blocking downfield for Zadarian.
Trips to the top. Zadarian will be by himself down here, and he's got man coverage down the field. Kingston looks the other way. He's got a man open. Pass was tipped away at the last second.
Good play with that guy.
Yeah, jumped up, tipped that one away at the goal line. Looking for B.J. Bedgood down the seam down there. And he had a shot at Zadarian down here as well, but both guys were open. And Kingston looked that way, and you'll go back to that play, and you'll have either one of those options again coming up.
Hey, that's the linebacker making that play. That's
Was
Roberto.
that 20 again?
No, that's
it's Roberto that went back and made
there
that play.
And, knocking that one away.
Yeah.
Having to match up with B.J. out in the slot.
Yeah. Handoff, tripped up. Harold still gaining. Look at that
that
balance right there. You do that drill in practice where you maintain your balance, and what should have been a loss of 4 picked up 1 by Harold. Got tripped up immediately.
Still quickly to the line, Brett. Trips up at the top side. Single receiver with Zadarian at the bottom.
9:51 to go here in the football game, 3rd and 9. Look at the sideline here, trying to figure out where you want to go with this play. Kingston takes the snap. Pressure coming. Step up, going to the end zone. Pass is tipped up and knocked out of bounds. Incomplete. It's Roberto again.
Yeah, he's a good ball player.
Yep.
Got great ball skills. He's back there in perfect coverage. Try to go back to the same play that we missed slightly a couple of plays before. And this one's better defended than the first one.
Yep.
Not a bad throw at all. Actually put it right where it needed to be for BJ to make a play on it. Just couldn't.
4th and 9 coming up. Wildcats are going to go for it here. They have it at the Helena 27-yard line. And I think Coach Johnson going to spend a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second Scooter Coffee timeout as well. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. That's 21-7. Going to go for it here with 9:44 to go in this football game. Kind of in that range where you're going to keep your offense on the field.
Got the matchup they want.
Yeah,
Bob.
there's no question
Unless
about
they
it.
roll the safety over. Right now, he's not.
Shotgun snap here. Kingston going to look down this near sideline. What a catch by Sadarian Morgan.
Man.
Touchdown, Wildcats.
Oh, look at this.
Unbelievable. I tell you, how many times do you?
Man. That's got to be a holding maybe.
Hold on.
Oh.
That's unbelievable. That's just. How many times can a play be ruined?
Oh.
How many highlights can be ruined?
That was.
Oh, my
what
gosh.
a catch that was.
I need to go back and look at the film on that one. And what a crazy good catch by Sadarian Morgan that gets erased by a holding penalty way back here. Didn't have time to hold very long. Oh, man. Going to come back now to a punt. Carson Spears will punt the football from midfield. Boy, you talk about killing a party. And this is not this punt. Missed it. Just missed it. Again, losing field position a couple of times tonight on punts. And been pretty solid all year. Tonight's missed a couple of them, Randy. I don't know what to say, but it's been kind of one of those nights, been off. Man. Had a tremendous play wiped out with a holding call, and unfortunate there. Pitch over here to the right side for Helena. Found a seam, 25-30. Man, he is knocked off his feet by Elijah.
Can't block this better than that, though, Brett. They've got it sealed on the edge. They've got Baby J really well blocked on the perimeter. And Elijah, another long touchdown run, tackle-saving play from the secondary. I mean, he's had 4 or 5 of those tonight, Brett.
Right.
And he can run, too. That back. Straight line speed.
Yeah,
man, he can run.
Physical.
Yeah.
Trips up to the top. New set of downs up to the 35. Nate Ferguson takes the snap, going to hand it off up the middle. There's a big run right there. Stiff arm. He's down the sideline 40, 35-30, 25-20, and cut down at the 15-yard line by Elijah Spivey. 8:41 to go here in this game. And Helena quickly into the red zone for their offense. 8:41 to go.
Blocking it perfectly.
Little counter play. 24 counter.
Yep. Getting it blocked, getting to the secondary, and running through tackles in the secondary to make those big plays. Has this football in 2 quick plays all the way down to the Wildcat 15.
Just running the football. Trips to the top, 1 to the bottom. Going to keep it Quarterback forced to hold on to it right there, and going to be wrestled down around the 12. So
Great
pick up
play.
about 3 yards there.
Great play by Christian Smith. I mean, holding that edge, scraping down the line of scrimmage, and making a play.
Got an update on a score: Central Phoenix City 24, Auburn nothing in the third quarter.
No surprise
No
there.
surprise at all.
I don't think Phoenix City, they've lost one game out of state, but they haven't had a close ball game in
they
state
have
this
not.
year.
Well, IMG just railroaded them last week, which
That
just tells you
why do you even play them?
I mean, that's unbelievable.
I would not.
When you take a team
Why?
like Phoenix City and make them look like they're
Why,
in
Park?
elementary school, there's something to that. I mean, that's wild. There's a timeout on the field. We'll take a Scooter's Coffee 30-second timeout. Wildcats lead at 21-7. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. Wildcats lead it here. 7:39 to go here in the football game. Helena has it 2nd and 7 at the 12-yard line of the Wildcats. Gonna take it, handoff, and he is smothered. Back here at the 15, he's going to be taken down to the field.
Christian
at the
Smith again,
21-yard
B.J.
line.
Hicks, both will be credited with a stop right there, just holding that edge and playing well. And this is as good as I've seen Christian Smith play. It's going to be hard to pick between him and Baby J tonight.
Well, I think that's a co-defensive player of the game.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to definitely do that. Played so well on the edge, and that was your counter play again, Wes, when we were ready for it there.
Here goes Ferguson by himself, 5 wide, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Takes the snap. Swing pass out there, down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Actually, it was back in the football game for Helena. Caleb Soriano back at quarterback, and he threw it, I think, to Ferguson.
He did.
So
Ferguson really gimpy coming up. I don't know if it's a cramp or just a leg
Yep.
injury. But trying to find a way to get the football in his hands in the open field. He had the touchdown run on the previous drive, the lone touchdown
He's acting
of
like
the night.
that's not a cramp, Randy. I'm looking at it across the sideline. I don't know what it is.
He got to be an ankle. Yeah, he's still moving around.
Yeah, I think it's something lower extremity there. 4th and 3. Ball down at the ball down at the 8, and there'll be a timeout on the field. We'll just keep it right here with 6:19 to go. This is the ball game really for Helena. And, the Wildcats can get a stop here. Really makes it difficult on them with 6:19 to go. But on the flip side of that, if they get in the end zone down here and cut this thing to a one-possession game, it is going to be imperative that the Wildcats knock out at least a few first downs.
And I think we can. We've had the ability to run the football a majority of the night tonight whenever we want to lean on that. The times that we've struggled moving the footballs when we get a little pass happy, Brett.
Yes.
Josh has had a really good night running the football. Kingston's also had a very good night running the football with good 8 or 10 carries. We'd have to go to the stat total with Coach Coleman, but I'm going to guess he's got 50 yards rushing here tonight.
He's really playing good.
And Josh probably got
better.
another 70. So between the two of them, we've got over 100 yards rushing, so I feel good about that.
Here we go. Soriano back in at quarterback, with Ferguson going out with what looked like maybe an ankle issue. Going to send a tackle over to the right now and overload the right side. Man in motion left to right. There's a false start. He snapped the ball, and he actually called for the snap and moved before the ball was snapped. I think that one may be against the quarterback. What I was looking at, guys, it looked like the quarterback took off running before the ball was snapped, and now it's going to force what will they do here on 4th and 8? Going to try a field goal? Not sure about this.
Well, that tells me all I need to do. They can't get 8 yards on the defense passing the ball.
Well, they're going to come out and call it. They've got a lot of confusion out there right now. They don't have enough people on the field. And they're going to have to spend a timeout, which is completely and totally devastating for them at this point in time, because I don't think that was their last timeout.
Now, might as well go for it now.
I was going to say,
after that timeout.
You just burned a timeout. Yeah. You're down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Running the field goal unit out there really doesn't make any sense at this point. So, not sure what you're seeing down there, Faith, on the sideline. Just a lot of confusion, it seems like, by Helena over there.
There's a lot of confusion with Helena, but I think there's a lot of confusion, maybe not as much on the Wildcat side of communication on players and who's going where, because they don't really know what Helena's doing.
Yeah, just like a lot of discombobulation down there. And, now that Helena's burned their last time out, you may see this offense come out. Nope, they're going to keep the field goal unit out. This makes no sense to me at all. You're down 11 if you make it. So we'll see. 6:17 to go, no timeouts. Be a 30-yard attempt. Close to that far hash. Kicking left to right. There's the snap to place. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. 21-10. Put that one through. Helena adds to their point total, but still trail by 11. 6:12 to go here in this football game. And, I guess from a philosophy of finally getting a drive, you want to get something out of it from a positive standpoint, and Helena was able to cash that in for some points. But, hey, Faith, down to you real quick. Just want to say that, even though you give up 3, the defense, a bend but don't break mentality, if they give up a touchdown there, it's a lot different situation going into the last 6 minutes of this game.
No question about that, Brett. There still seems to be some momentum over here on the sidelines. Definitely not the same momentum we've seen throughout earlier this season, but hopefully they'll set themselves up and maybe score a touchdown on this next drive.
Yeah, and again, just looking at it from a standpoint of, Randy, it's just kind of been stagnant the entire night. Really, just no fluidness at all to anything we've done offensively.
Got to have a hands team ready. Going to have an onside kick, and we got them ready for it down here.
Be kicking left to right here. That was a great job right there.
Is that Poochie?
Oh, yeah, it's Poochie.
Poochie right there, fielding that like a shortstop.
Yep.
Kind of scooping that thing up, and there was never any doubt about that one. So the Wildcats will take over at midfield with 6:09 to go, and now they can really put the nail in the coffin here, guys. A touchdown here really will put this game away, you feel like. You did a really good job defensively after you gave up a couple of big runs of kind of tightening up down there in the red zone, forcing a field goal, and then now you can run 2 or 3 minutes off his clock.
Yeah, we're going heavy package right here. You
put
got
it in, put the game away.
Elijah in the football game. You got Charles and Christian up there to lead block.
Elijah right side, no block over there, man. They missed it, and they're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage. So I'm going to tell you, you got to credit Helena tonight.
They're linebacker in play.
They're physical up front.
Roberto, I've seen that last name all I want to see from Helena. Whichever, if there's more of those brothers to come.
Well, he's a junior, so
the whole group of them can play. And he made that one, Brett. He had Charles blocking him out there, fights through it and makes the stop. Maybe get a half yard on the gain.
Yeah, at the most. Shotgun snap to Elijah. Elijah going to throw it up down here to BJ and bat it around and out of bounds. And looking for BJ, it was kind of bobbled.
Looks like a lot of confusion on why that throw was made and the run was not taken, but going to bring
3rd and 9 coming up.
regular offense back into the field and take the heavy set out. And that's what a big play by a linebacker right there can do for you, Brett. Keep you behind the chains, because you pick up 4 or 5 yards there, you just keep leaning on them. But when you only get a half yard, you got to think differently.
I think we're going to spend one of our last 2 timeouts here with 5:18 to go, 21-10. We'll take a 30-second Scooters Coffee timeout. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. In this football game, Wildcats lead at 21-10.
Quick update on the score, and Patrick, thank you, buddy. Central leading Auburn 33-0. Still a little surprising, Brett, that it's gotten away from Auburn that bad. I mean, we knew that this wasn't quite the Auburn team.
Phoenix City's kind of separated themselves over there this year. And that says a lot in that region. All right, here we go, 3rd and 9 at the 49. Wildcats need to move the chains here. With 5:18 to go in the ball game. Shotgun snap, got Kingston back in there, handoff to Harrell. Harrell found a seam, 45, down to the 43-yard line. And will you punt this football with 5:09 and no timeouts for Helena, or do you try to get 3 yards? Looks like we're going to punt the football.
Yeah, I would.
Under 5 minutes to go, up 11. Been a battle here tonight. 21-10, Wildcats lead the Huskies. Wainwright goes deep for the Huskies back at the 10. And a penalty flag, and that's going to be against Helena. And I think that may be a
12.
First down. That's 12 men on the field for Helena. Yep, that'll bring the offense back on the field. That is a massive penalty there.
We'll take that.
Yeah, there. I'm looking across the way, and they definitely had too many men on the field. You know, that's really unacceptable if you're Helena at that point. You've stopped them, and you're getting the ball back, and then you pretty much gave the game away right there on a too many men on the field penalty. Pushes the ball down to the 38-yard line, and unless the Wildcats turn it over, going to be able to run a majority of this clock off. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Harold behind Preyer in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, going to turn around, hand it to Harold. Made the first guy miss, and he drug Roberto for a couple of yards there. And if they didn't have Roberto, I don't know what they'd have on defense, because I think he's made outside of 20 making every play. Don't think they'd have much on defense. 3:48 to go here in the football game. 2nd down and 7. They'll give Harold 3 yards there.
A little tackle overlook now. We'll send Charles in at H-back. Trailer into the ball game. Kind of give a little heavy package on that right side and stack some receivers down here on the bottom. We're going to try to keep running this football, running this clock, and get out of here with a win.
Hand off to Harold, bouncing around, really nowhere to go. And a gang tackle back here, and still never got tackled.
He don't go down,
He does not go down.
What a fighter he is.
Yeah, that kid's something else, man. I'm telling you. Josh Harrell, when he's full speed, is a load. 3rd down and 7 coming up. 2:55 and counting. Wildcats lead it by 11, 21-10. Had a touchdown taken off the board, man. It was a thing of beauty for Cedarian Morgan. A gorgeous pass from Kingston Preer to Cedarian, and just made a great play on the ball and got into the end zone. It's called back on a holding penalty. Going to hand it to Harrell again. They knew he was going to run it, and they just had everybody stacked up in there, but he was still able to get a yard or almost 2 there across the 35. So 4th down, and they'll call it about 7. As the clock will roll under 2 minutes here in this football game with the Wildcats lead 21-10. Wildcats do have 1 timeout left. They may let it run all the way down and call that final timeout. Or they're just going to let the clock keep running. And, yep, they will call the final timeout with 1:44 to go here in the football game. I want to remind everybody coming up after the game here today, it'll be the Radney Funeral Home post-game show. We'll name the Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor Wildcat Play of the Game and the Dark Insurance Players of the Game. We'll have Faith Richardson catch up with head coach Kurt Johnson after the game. Get his thoughts on this matchup here tonight. Wildcats 1 minute and 44 seconds away from moving to another victory in region play, and it will be a big one to add to it. Ball's bounced back there. Carson going to get it and punt it off, and gets a great punt off.
Nice, he called it.
Down inside the 10. Yep. Good job to handle that bad snap back there for Carson, get it off, and probably his best effort of the night.
Yep.
Under pressure.
Elijah speeding down and catching it before it even hits the ground to go into the end zone. So getting the ball inside the 10 down to the 7. Minute 39 to go in the ball game. It wasn't a thing of beauty on the offensive side, but a good defensive effort.
Wildcats looking to improve to 6-1 tonight. And they will improve to 4-0 in the region play, have an off week next week before the final 3 games back here at the Sportplex for homecoming against Pelham. Pelham is the only other undefeated team in the region right now, 3-0. Shotgun formation, under pressure, took a hard lick. This ball goes into the dance team down here. And he gets, got annihilated back here in the end zone.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come out.
Yeah.
He's been hurt for the last quarter and a half.
That was Poochie again coming in there. And, you talking about a guy that's played lights-out football the last few weeks. 1:33 to go in the football game. 2nd down and 10 for Helena inside their own 10. This pass is almost intercepted up the 15-yard line. So 3rd down and 10 coming up for Helena. Guys, it's been a fast football game.
Man.
Really fast football game.
9-17.
We were just getting to the 4th quarter last week in Charles Henderson. Boy, that thing drug out. If there's ever been one that should have gone fast, it was that one. Gosh. Shotgun snap here on 3rd down. Line up, throw. His pass is intercepted. Spin out of it, 15-10. Down the far sideline. Touchdown, Wildcats.
That's Baby J again, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is LaJavius Calhoun for his 2nd pick 6 of the night. And that puts a final stamp on this one. Here is the Wildcats. 2 defense. If you were wanting to figure out who was defensive MVP, you were trying to figure it out. I think he just pretty much cemented that one.
I'm not 100% positive we can pull one out of the hat on the offensive side, so I think we're going to give it to both of them.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
fine. We'll get an extra point, and we'll go down to Faith one final time here. LaJavius Calhoun has played his best game defensively. That's a good-looking extra point there for Colin Murphy. Everything looked great there. The snap, the place, the kick. Wildcats lead at 28-10. Down to you, Faith. LaJavius Calhoun, they call him Baby J, man. 2 interceptions for touchdowns tonight.
Just as everybody is starting to funnel out of the stadium, Baby J makes that touchdown, and everybody stops in their tracks, and they turn around to watch. What's going on with the Wildcats? A big touchdown for them at the end of the night.
Been a defensive night. Thank you, Faith. 3 interceptions on defense tonight for the Wildcats, 2 by Baby J, 1 by Elijah. Elijah could have had another one, too. He had a beat on another one. So 2 pick sixes, man. Hey, that didn't happen very often for people at any level.
No. And,
so 2 pick sixes in one night for Baby J.
And had a good return by the one that Elijah had.
Yes.
So good night defensively, Brett. They were able to string together a couple of decent drives, but for the most part, really well played back, not only on the defensive front, but back in the secondary. So hopefully the Wildcats can build on that, find out whatever the issues are on the offensive side. Because
well, some nights you're going to have nights
you
like
are.
this.
You got to be able to win multiple ways, and we can, it looks like.
Colin Murphy, that was a good-looking extra point there.
Yeah.
Looks better. That part's been a little bit better here in the latter part of the game, and kick this one off. This one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. 1:18 to go here in the ball game. Wildcats up 28-10, and will improve to 6-1 on the season. That lone loss, a 5-point loss to Opelika first week. Coming up after the game, Radney Funeral Home post-game show, and then the AHSA Radio Network scoreboard show coming up. Scores from around the state. We'll have them all for you there from 10 to midnight. Trips to the top, 1 down to the bottom here for Soriano. No timeouts left for Helena. Going to drop back to pass under pressure, got out of it. Going to run the football, going to slide there to 23.
I would too.
There's no question about it. There ain't no way I'm getting hit in the jaw with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go.
Yeah.
And there's no way I can do anything to help this team. So I'm not going to take one to the chops right there.
Well,
so,
he was looking at too. Yeah, the linebacker. No, there's no way.
boy,
yeah.
That's a shot. Good Lord.
It was him.
I mean, continuing to take punishment. Why is the clock? Yeah, there we go. Yep. All right, 3rd and 8. Oh, man.
Brett, when it gets this part of the game, he's got one friend and one friend only, and it's that clock.
The clock.
Yeah.
That clock.
Well, when the
running
game's
out.
over, just run it. I mean, ain't nothing can happen right here. Handoff, he's going to take it around the left side and just stumble and fall down across the 25. I mean, if I'm Helena, go ahead and crank the buses up, you know. 30 seconds to go here. Wildcats going to improve to 6-1, guys. Number 6 team in 6A, and you know, a team that finds ways to get it done night in and night out. Wasn't the best night offensively, but defensively they showed out. 2 pick sixes for Baby J, an interception for Elijah. Just a great job all the way around, and that will end the football game. Wildcats going to win it 28-10 over the Huskies. Remain undefeated in region play, improve to 4-0 atop Region 3 standings. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be the Radney Funeral Home postgame show. You're listening to the Wildcat Football Network. One of the Radney Funeral Home post-game show. Wildcats win at 28-10 here over Helena, improved to 4-0 in region play, 6-1 overall. Can you guys believe we played 7 football games already? Got 3 left, have an off week next week, and then we come back here to play Pelham for homecoming, and then you finish up with Chelsea and Percy Julian on the road. So we got 1 home game left here on the schedule, and it's homecoming next week. I know having the alma mater right now here, guys, and as soon as that's over, I know Faith's ready to catch up with Coach Johnson, so we'll just kind of hold off just a second before we name the Dark Insurance players of the game and the Wildcat play of the game, but Baby J obviously going to be named one of those. So let's go down to Faith. Yes, let's go on down to Faith and catch up with Coach J as soon as we can. Actually, he's going to talk to the team. So let's go, before she catches up with him, let's talk about the Dark Insurance players of the game.
Yeah, let's me get down there and get photos of them, Brett. And first off, I want to thank all of our great sponsors over the years, Brett. We've been doing this a long time, and Dark Insurance has been with us from day one that I can remember.
They have.
With our player of the game. And so I can't thank them enough. It wasn't a thing of beauty, but it was a nice win. And when you're able to beat a quality program like Helena by 18 points and feel like you left some out there, we'll take it. Our players of the game defensively, I thought we had a couple of guys that stood out here tonight. And Baby J, of course, was one of them. He had a 65-yard interception return for touchdown. He had an interception return to close things out there at the end of the ball game. But I also thought he played well against the run, took on blocks and came up and never gave him the edge on his side. So a wonderful night for LaJavius Calhoun, Baby J. And then Christian Smith was exceptionally good at defensive end. He has been all year, but I think he was even better than normal tonight at holding the edge, not catching blocks, making plays off of those blocks. And sometimes your stat totals aren't necessarily doesn't tell the entire story. And tonight it was beautiful to see Christian in the way that he plays on the defensive end. And then on the offensive side, Josh Harrell had 94 yards. Coach, did you find out how many?
Yeah, 17 carries, 94
carries
yards.
94
really
yards.
carried us on the offense tonight.
Kingston did a pretty good job running the football. Sedarian had a touchdown catch, Brett. So a great all-around night. Great to see.
Yeah, congratulations to all those guys, and congratulations to Baby J and then Christian Smith on the Dark Insurance players of the game. The Wildcat play of the game brought to you by Lay Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Has to be one of the interceptions by Baby J.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe the 65-yarder. Because that kind of set the tone of the game for defense. Yeah, I like that play.
It needed that because Helena comes back and scores. And
no doubt. It was a big play in that time.
Yep, so let's congratulations to him. Let's go down to Faith here in just a second when Coach makes it out of the crowd down here. And she's going to catch up with head coach Kurt Johnson. Get his reaction on this big win. Faith, down to you.
Coach, first off, congratulations. How do you feel about being 4-0 in the region so far?
That's the goal. Don't feel real good right now because we didn't play our best brand of football, but I was very proud of our guys we toughed that one out, right? We had to score 2 touchdowns on defense, and we had a really big special teams play to kind of help set us up. But that's a team win, man. It ain't pretty sometimes, but we figure it out.
Baby J with 2 interceptions, a touchdown. How do you feel about his performance and his growth?
Man, I'm so proud of that kid. And I've been very honest, man. When I first got here, I didn't think he was going to make it. Just the type of coaching I bring and the type of discipline. But he's been one of my favorite kids to coach, man. Just the toughness, the resiliency. Every time we get the ball in his hand, it's dangerous. We got to get him some more touches on offense. And when you're having a night like you had tonight, it's hard to really, scungel up some things. But you see, I bet he's 75% on a punt return, kick return, that he makes something positive happen. So we got to be better as coaches to get the ball in his hand.
Y'all are going into a bye week. What's something that y'all are going to be working on and making some adjustments?
Ourselves. First off, we got to get healthy, and we need this bye. Secondly, we got to continue to just think about the little things, man. Good football teams, when it's late, you find ways to just figure it out. And so, like tonight, you had to figure it out. That wasn't pretty. For the most part, we felt like we were winning, but were we? You know what I mean? And so, just continuing to keep the main thing, and see if you can go out here and get a region championship.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Baby J as well. I love it.
Thank you, Faith. I'm telling you, Coach Johnson, you never know him. He adds a lot of life, but
yeah, he does.
Just I think he summed it up. I mean, I told you what he said to me
Yeah.
about Baby J is a guy that he really didn't know if he was going to make it or not. Let's just be honest about it. Just trying to tell him he can be a major contributor, and if he can get his mind right and kind of, come full circle, and he has. Now he's playing top-notch football, Wes, and he's making play after play. Special teams-wise, defense-wise, he just kind of gets it done, and kudos to him.
And what a testament to him, man. It sounds like he might kind of grew up.
Yeah, he did
this season.
Well, maybe that's what he needed. He needed somebody to come in here and say, "Look,
yeah,
you can't always do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it this way to achieve the highest opportunities for you."
And that's like a life situation right there. That's you're learning life.
Well, you are. Yeah, that's right. I mean, because
Yeah.
when you get in the real world out here, you're going to have somebody telling you what to do a lot
Yeah.
of times.
Yep.
And, you might not always like it. You might not always agree with it, but you got to trust that they got your best interest in heart. And I know Coach Johnson does that. And I think building the trust is where he comes in and said, look, if you'll just trust me and quit trying to do things the way you want to do them,
yeah,
you're going to achieve your highest heights. And right now, LaJavius Calhoun's achieving his highest heights. And, congratulations to him. And, buddy, he's a force to be reckoned with. You look at Elijah, and it continues to be a beast. You look at all these playmakers, but then, Baby J's right there, and, he's a valuable asset on this football team from a special team standpoint and a defensive standpoint. So all the way around, just a great effort by the Wildcats, a big win for the Wildcats, improving to 4-0 in region play, 6-1 overall. And, Wes, they'll go into a bye week, have a chance to get healthy.
Yeah, that's big.
Before you come down the stretch, you got 3 games coming up. You'll be back home in a couple weeks against Pelham for homecoming. Then you'll be on the road to Chelsea and then on the road to Percy Julian. So, again, tremendous night for the Wildcats here on Breast Cancer Awareness, the Pink Out game. Glad the Wildcats were able to come out on top with a 28-10 win. So, again, Wildcats will be off next week, and we'll be off with them, obviously, and be back here at the Sportplex in a couple of Fridays for the homecoming matchup against Pelham. They'll have a homecoming parade, as always.
That's right.
On Friday. It's always fun. It's always very, very competitive with the floats. I mean, just some awesome floats.
I'm sure I'll be driving my truck with my team.
I'm sure you will.
Randy on the back.
I'll be building a couple of floats, helping with SGA and the dance team and all. So, but looking forward to it. It was a beautiful night for football here at the Sportplex. Just an awesome night all the way around. Wildcats going to win it 28-10. That's going to wrap up the Radney Funeral Home postgame show. Remember, coming up here in about 30 minutes, you'll have the AHSA Radio Network scoreboard show with scores from throughout the state of Alabama. For Kane Presley over here, our producer, handles everything for us. For Faith Richardson on our sideline down there, handling our sideline report, everything that she brings to the table. Wes Coleman over here with our stats and our spot and everything for us, helps us out tremendously. Randy on color, and again, I can't thank all you guys enough. Have the best team in the state to bring you the games every single week. I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. We'll see you in a couple weeks for more Wildcat football.